Oh yeah. Gotcha. Oh, they're playing it.
Hello and welcome sports fans to this live video streaming event from Table Rock Sports Production in partnership with our local school districts and outstanding sponsors who make these live presentations possible. I'm DeAndre Taylor with Andrew Webb coming to you live from Ashland High School in Ashland, Oregon. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to Lithia Store pregame show powered by Siskiyou Cellular in Southern Oregon, featuring the North Eugene Highlanders versus the Ashland Grizzlies. We're pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net with partnership with the Ashland School District and our sponsors, business partners. Joe Brett is the executive producer for this event.
And our sponsors keep these events free for fans who enjoy. Please let them know you appreciate their support. Please help the Table Rock Sports by subscribing to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, search Table Rock Sports and click on the red subscribe button. Thank you if you already have. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with some pregame analysis.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Thanks for the ride. I'll see you after the game.
Hey,
Dear Katie, I've been your #1 fan since I watched your first game all those years ago, and I still love watching you play. But I wanted to see you win so badly that my competitive nature got the best of me. I lost track of what's important. I thought I was supporting you, but I was really just embarrassing you. I'm not your coach, and I'm not an official. I forgot my role. I'm your parent, and you deserve better. From here on, I promise to keep my emotions under control. I'll cheer for you and all the other players, no matter the score, no matter the outcome. Thank you for sharing with me how I can do a better job of supporting you, your team, your coaches, and the sports you love. Still your #1 fan. Love, Dad.
Table Rock Sports and the Ashland Football Club welcome you to 2023 live streaming coverage of Ashland Grizzly football on TableRockSports.net. You'll see the big plays and the big games from the 4A Special District 4 matchups against Hidden Valley and the Klamath and Coastal schools. The Ashland Football Club is able to partner with Table Rock Sports for coverage this season thanks to the generous support of these sponsors you see on the screen. Rogue Credit Union, Ashland Dental and Oral Health, Ashland Homes Real Estate, the Oak Tree Northwest Bar and Grill, People's Bank, where they put people first, Ashland Drug at 53 North 2nd Street, and Reinhold and O'Hara Insurance are helping connect you with the Grizzlies this fall. Please say thanks and support their businesses when possible. Go Grizz!
Welcome to Ashland High School, where we have the Grizzlies and the Highlanders meeting today. A very impressive week by both teams last week. The Highlanders pulling out a nail-biter by 1 point against Hidden Valley, while the Eagle Point Eagles came into Ashland and found out what the Grizzlies were about this year, with the likes of Joe Harrower, Gavin White, and Crosby Leonard showing up big for their team. And the running back, Jacob Ortega, having a big game as well with a few touchdowns. The Grizzlies started off this season hot. I think it's a big shout out to that trip to Japan this summer. Really facing that unity as a team while they're bringing back 18 different players from the roster last year.
You know, we were told in a meeting 2 weeks ago, we were told that Ashland has a lot of senior leadership and that they have a lot of height. We saw a lot of that last week. That was on full display. Joe Harrower, the 6'4" quarterback, came out. He was throwing the football all over the field, and he was really connecting with, I know Caden Negra had some big plays last week. And then how about the play last week, Gavin White? He had a 99-yard kick return for a touchdown. Jacob Ortega, you were saying he's a player to watch tonight. He had a forced fumble last week, and then a couple of plays later, he went in and scored a touchdown on the offensive side. So he was kind of just doing it all for the Grizzlies last week. So we'll look to see if they can continue that. They looked very impressive last week, and if they're anything like they were last week, then things are going to be looking good tonight.
Yeah, I mean, starting the season off very hot with, you know, ending their season very disappointingly last season at a 2-7 record. They're trying to match their win total right here against the North Eugene Highlanders.
And to do that in September, I mean, if you're an Ashland football fan, you've got to be so happy about that, because it's September 8th, and they have a chance to match the entire win total from last year. We'll look to see how they do and see if they can do it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they have a very, very tough schedule here in September with Henley coming up in Hidden Valley and then Mazama. You know, these are all very, very tough matches. The 4A district here in Southern Oregon is stacked, and we would love to see the Grizzlies come out on top this year.
Yes, you've got Mazama, you've got Marshfield, Henley's a tough one. That's next week. They're going at Henley to Klamath Falls, hostile environment. That's going to be a challenge. But before they get to that bread and butter of the schedule, they've got to get past this North Eugene team, who's going to be looking in here for them to go 2-0 as they knocked off Hidden Valley, like you were saying. And
yeah, and you know, North Eugene, they're undersized compared to the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have a very big team, and also, you know, their offensive line and defensive line are stacked this season. They have a lot of size comparison to other teams that will be in the 4A region, and so I expect them to, you know, use their weight like they did last week and go to their run game a little bit here, and also protect quarterback Joe Harrower.
Yes, and Harrower looked so impressive last week. I mentioned just a second ago, he was throwing the ball everywhere. He got his receivers involved. The coach's son, Crosby Lenners, he was a factor last week. And of course, Ortega and White. Speaking of White, Ashland has chosen to receive. He's back there awaiting the kickoff.
Yeah, and, you know, Gavin White's electric. Every team, if I were them this season, I would avoid kicking him the ball at all costs. Get the ball in touchback territory, or, you know, just kick it out of bounds.
Kick it out of bounds.
That's your best bet here.
It wouldn't be such a bad idea. The 6-foot senior back there, he'll be looking to return one tonight, I'm sure.
Yes, indeed. You know, if he gets his hands on the ball at any given moment, he could be electric. As we are set here for kickoff by the Highlanders to the Grizzlies. Antonio Gonzalez kicks the ball off here, and it's a short onside kick.
Oh,
and the Grizzlies?
I think the Grizzlies got it. It's gonna be close here. They're pointing that they got it.
Oh, the Highlanders come up with the ball here to start this game with an onside kick by Antonio Gonzalez here. What a nice onside kick. It floated in the air a little bit right there.
That it was. You know, we were just talking about how electric Gavin White was. Maybe that was the factor of why they come out with an onside kick. Do that, get the ball, try to score, get some momentum, try to keep this Ashland offense off the field.
Yeah, and you know how to neutralize playmakers on the football field is to keep the ball away from them. As we have here starting quarterback coming to the shotgun here, Kellen Knutson for the Highlanders.
They're showing a shotgun set. Olsen was in motion.
With the quarterback keep, gets to the outside here.
I think he's got the first down, DeAndre. It looks like
yeah, he gets the ball right to the 31-yard line.
So, if you're North Eugene, so the Grizzlies are a little bit back on their heels right now. The Highlanders really coming out, and I really think they're going to try to score right here. And what a way to start a drive. Get a first down right after an onside kick recovery. We'll see what the Grizzlies can do on defense.
Back in the shotgun set here. Trips Rice and Antonio Gonzalez on the jet sweep here as he gets out to the outside edge. What a tackle by none other than Gavin White here to get the ball down to the 29. Two great plays to start off this game by the Highlanders, getting the ball to the outside edge, trying to use their speed against the Grizzlies.
Yes, and we saw Gavin White right there with the tackle. We're going to be calling his name a lot, folks. He's going to be flying around on the defensive side. He's over there in the corner position. We're going to be calling his name all night on offense and defense. He plays both ways.
An empty set here with the quarterback sneak. Oh, what a big hit.
That was quite a hit. Was that Ortega? It was. Jacob Ortega. We were talking about him in the pregame show last week. He created that fumble in the third quarter, and then a couple plays later, he scored a touchdown. That was a big hit. That's going to bring up third down.
This is a big play call after we've had the game started out here with 4 straight running plays, 2 by the quarterback, surprisingly, and went out to the edge for Antonio Gonzalez. Seems like they're really working that interior of the Grizzlies.
Yes, they are, and that's going to stay here as they get the first down. So North Eugene, that was Knutson. He got the first down. And the Highlanders are driving. They are now just about inside the red zone. But wait.
Oh, we have a false start call here on the Highlanders.
So false start, that's huge if you're Ashland right there.
Yeah, because it reversed the down back to third down, and also the Highlanders were moving the ball down the field at will, attacking the outside edges and the interior with the quarterback of the Grizzlies.
So let's see, 3rd and long. So we were seeing all those runs like you were mentioning a second ago. This is more of a passing down, so we'll see if that's what they do. It looks like they're going to call timeout. So they're already down a timeout, and they take one. We're going to take one with them. We'll be right back here in a second.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
Welcome back. You're watching the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net, powered by U.S. Cellular. It's 3rd down here for the Highlanders as they hit with the quarterback draw, and he gets to the outside edge. Knutson with another very impressive run to the outside edge and attacking those cornerbacks of the Grizzlies.
He got that first down. What a huge first down that was for North Eugene. They keep the drive alive. Got a false start on the last play. It didn't phase him at all as Knutson took it around. He got the edge, like you said, and he picked up that first down. And they're in the red zone. They're on the 18 of the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I wonder when will they go to the air? They've had a very impressive showing so far here on the ground, using their quarterback, and quarterback draws a lot here.
Gotta admire the play calling from Rick Raish. He's having success on the ground. He's gonna keep doing it. Here they're passing.
Right out to the flat here. And a tackle by Crosby Leonards. What a grab by Cody Gallego.
Gallego had quite a grab right there. He's a little He got about 6 or 7 there, so that's going to bring up a second down and what appears to be about a 2nd and 4. So Ashland still kind of on their heels and looking to make a play here. And they're in the shotgun set. They've got one back in the backfield. It's Mercado. And it's Knutson. He's rolling right. He's got some grass in front of him. He finally gets to where his receiver was standing, and he
picks up another first down.
But yes, you're right. He did get that first down. It's 1st and goal. This North Eugene team did score 41 points last week. They're off to a fast start right now. We're 3 minutes in. There's 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter, and they are knocking on the door.
Hudson's back in shotgun with the empty set. 3 receivers out wide as he takes another quarterback draw. Oh, Gavin White almost had him, and he's down right. Oh, he's in for the touchdown.
Couple of missed tackles right there. What a move that was by Knutson to get into the end zone. It looked like there for a minute that he was going to be stopped short, but he had some second efforts there. Had some moves, and he got in the end zone.
So we have Antonio Gonzalez coming up for the kick here, the extra point. And it is good. Andrew, that was a very impressive drive by the Highlanders right there. They really pressed the issue on the Grizzlies' interior defense and out on the edge, getting their quarterback and utilizing his legs as a speedy guy back there in the backfield.
That's right. And the Ashland offense right now, they're going to have to come out. They're going to need to do the same thing. What they need to focus on right now, so this game started for North Eugene about as perfect as it can possibly start. They got the onside kick. They had the momentum. They're moving the ball right down the field. We saw Ashland handle adversity last week against Eagle Point. They were down 7-0. That's when Gavin White took it 99 yards to the house on the ensuing kickoff. They have got to be able to answer like that tonight if they want to have a chance to get to 2-0, because it's quite evident that North Eugene so far in this first 4 minutes of the game, they came to play, and they're playing to win right now. Aggressive play calling. They're trying to play smash mouth football. They're running the ball a lot. So Ashland's going to need an answer.
Yes, I want to see if they're going to come back out here with another onside kick, kind of catch the Grizzlies off guard again, like they started this game off with, to keep the ball out of playmakers Gavin White's hands. As Antonio Gonzalez is set to kick here, and he sends it deep, but away from Gavin White, but straight to Jacob Ortega. Jacob Ortega hits it right up the seam, and Jacob Ortega is at the 50. He is at the 40, at the 30, at the 20, at the 10. The opening kickoff of this drive goes to the house by Jacob Ortega. You just called it again. The Ashland Grizzlies, after the initiative touchdown by the opposing team, will answer with a kick return for a touchdown.
So the Grizzlies have lightning in a bottle. They've got Gavin White. I mentioned just a second ago, he took it 99 yards to the house on the ensuing kickoff last week to tie the game at 7. This week, it's the other lightning in a bottle. It's Jacob Ortega. He's the junior running back, and he was gone. He hit that sideline. I don't think he got touched.
Not at all. You know, these Grizzlies have a bunch of athletes on the field. Most of their players, their star players, are playing both sides of the ball, sending a message this season. You know, on kickoffs, Gavin White might not touch the ball tonight, which is smart by the other team. You know, when you have someone that quick and that fast and that can hit the seam in a quick second. But, you know, like we said in the pregame, it might be just smart to just kick it out of bounds or get a touchback here.
I tell you, it wouldn't be a bad idea. We're going to take a short break here. We're going to be right back in 60 seconds.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever. Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Welcome back to Ashland High School, where we have a tie ball game on the John L. Scott scoreboard, 7-7, after we saw a kick return for a touchdown by Jacob Ortega as that kickoff goes out of bounds for the Grizzlies. What an electrifying play by the running back / linebacker Jacob Ortega.
That it was. They kicked it to him. Like we were kind of saying at the start of the game, we thought maybe they did an onside kick to keep it away from Gavin White, but I think they were trying to keep it away from him again, but Jacob Ortega gets it, and he did a house call. He went untouched. What an impressive start for the Grizzlies as they took it down and scored.
Yeah, when you have a bunch of playmakers on the field like the Grizzlies do, all across their skill positions, on special teams, it's hard to avoid them. As the Highlanders come out with a shotgun set again, let's see if they stick to what they did in the first drive of keeping the ball on the ground. Only one pass attempt in the entire game for them. So we have number 22. He takes it up the sideline, and he is pushed out of bounds by Jacob Ortega. Juan Marsado.
And he got the first down there as they are approaching midfield. Not quite there. They're at the 48. So we've got about 8 minutes left, and the ground presence has been a factor for North Eugene. They've been grounding early. They've been running the ball a lot, getting a lot of yards. And, you know, there's a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that seems to be the case.
Yeah, and as you see, you have a bunch of Grizzlies with their hands on their hips. You know, it's already tiring them out. It's a big trenches battle here, but they're also in a nickel set, so they're only with 3 down linemen. And, you know, most teams would stack the box in this situation because you have a running team like this with the quarterback Nussin going outside again, and he uses his speed to get all the way down to the 29-yard line. And once again, there's a flag on the ground.
Good hustle.
Holding on the offense.
So the Grizzlies catch a break as North Eugene was about to get in the red zone again, but instead it's going to be coming back in 2nd and long. So we were talking just a second ago about how against a ground attack team, as North Eugene appears to be, to stack the box, Ashland has the nickel set, as you were saying. I'm wondering if they'll switch to a 4-3 just to give them maybe a different look, or if they'll stay in the nickel, or if maybe they'll kind of bring some guys up to stack that box.
You know, I think they could stay in a nickel set or move over to a dime to get guys to contain those edges. But also you need big and athletic guys on those edges if you're going to keep them there at a nickel back. Right now they're playing with 3 high safeties instead of stacking the box. But right now we can all guess what's going to happen next for the Highlanders, and that's another jet sweep. And he cuts it right up the middle as they actually find containment that time.
They got it this time. So 2nd and long, that looked a lot like last week. The Ashland defense showed really well last week. They were really stopping Eagle Point, making it difficult for them on the offensive side, and we saw it there.
Yeah, big linebacker Marcelo Saturn with the tackle there. As the Highlanders set back in an empty set here with their quarterback. Past few times they were in this set, we've seen them go, as we have the referee holding up the game here for a player switch out.
It looks like one of them, yeah, it was an equipment malfunction, looked like, for Mercado.
We have a pass here out into the flats. Quarterback did not get his feet set.
So that's big for Ashland. That's going to bring up 3rd and a mile. So 3rd and 20. So what could have been a first down near the red zone got called back because of the holding. Now it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, on a 3rd and 20 call, what do you do here if you're the Highlanders? I mean, like, you've broken out 20-yard runs before. Do you go back to the run here, or do you trust your quarterback's arm and let him get the ball down the field? But right now, this Ashland defense look like they're stacking the box well and containing their quarterback and their run game. So let's see him work in the air here.
Sometimes a draw in this situation can somewhat keep the defense off guard.
As quarterback Nuxon step back, and he throws it out here. Good hit by Crosby Leonard to knock the ball out. What a read by the defensive back there.
He really read that. There for a second, I thought he was going to make a play and have an interception. He was kind of on the other side of the receiver there, but that was a great play right there by Leonard.
Yeah, Leonard's using his 6'4" frame right there at defensive back to cover ground back as he had a deep ball long but saw the underneath route develop.
So we're approaching a little under 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. North Eugene punting. Gavin White back to return.
Oh, we almost have a block there. Gavin White gets the ball in there, calls for a fair catch.
And the Grizzlies will take over from their own 33-yard line. We're going to take a break. We're going to be right back after this.
What do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured or killed? It's simple. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on.
Welcome back to Ashland High School as the Grizzlies are taking their first offensive snaps as Gavin White gets the ball right here, cuts it up the middle, bounces it back to the outside, and Gavin White is gone as we see a flag that will probably bring this play back. But Gavin White, once again, he is an electrifying player, but holding on the offense.
Wow, so we've been talking about it already, how electrifying Gavin White is. The first offensive play, like you were saying, unfortunately just a holding call, and it's going to be 1st and long for the Grizzlies. What a run that was. He went untouched. I don't think he got
untouched just with a simple cutback, but once again, that's the type of player he is. He is a player that can burst open the seam at any given moment here. It seems like both of these teams' run offense will be pretty dominant in this game.
And Ashland was like this last week as well. Big plays are kind of their MO. They had a lot of them last week, scored on a lot of them, and we're seeing it tonight.
2 high-scoring teams as well, as we've seen in week 1. 41 for North Eugene and 35 for Ashland Grizzlies. So, we're expecting a shootout this week. Both offenses are moving the ball down the field pretty well. So we have a 1st and 20 here by the Grizzlies. Marcelo Saturn tries to break a tackle there, but a good yard pickup. They got those 10 yards right back that they lost on the penalty call.
Yep, so they're back. They got back to the original line of scrimmage. That's always a good thing to get. And now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Harrower looked really good on that pass. That was quite a throw there by the junior quarterback.
As we hand it off to Gavin White right up the middle. What another explosive run for the 1st down to get the ball down to their 46-yard line.
It's almost like, how do you stop a kid like that?
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to stop someone that smart and that patient on the football field. I said this a lot last year watching Gavin White. He is very, very patient on the football field. He doesn't let the defense speed him up at all, and he pays attention to every hole that opens up for him, and he hits it the moment that it's open. So we have another pass out here to Crosby Leonard. And we have a tackle for loss right there.
That was a good read by North Eugene. They just got burned by that play on the opposing side just a couple plays ago, but this time they snuffed it out, and they were ready for it this time.
Crosby Leonard get up
play there. That was
a little limpy there.
Kick down, Grady kick down on North Eugene. And let's hope Leonard is okay. He's going to stay out there.
Gavin White in the backfield. And another handoff as he slips in the backfield.
3rd and long. So passing down, but when you have Gavin White in the backfield, I guess any down could be a running down.
You're right. After 2 passes out to the flats to get quarterback Joe Harrower arm warmed up, I could see a long ball here to the really, really tall receivers for the Grizzlies here. You have Crosby at 6'4", and you also have Caden Negra at 6'3". So the ball could go up at any given moment here as the Grizzlies are getting set.
Blitz.
And a deep pass to Negra, and it's just barely overthrown by Joe Harrower.
He had Negra wide open, just missed him by just a little bit, as that would have been a touchdown for sure.
What a play call right there by the Grizzlies, getting their receivers out. It was a nice scheme. You had trips right. You had a single receiver on the far side, a wide out, and Crosby Leonards.
And so the Grizzlies are going to punt here. Ortega, who's already scored a touchdown, is back to punt.
Yeah, you know, if I were the opposing team, I would be a little worried there because you have Gavin White and Jacob Ortega in the backfield on punts here.
A high snap. I almost thought he was going to take off there for a second. I think he thought about it.
You know, with an explosive player like that, I would. Yeah. You know, if I get a high snap, I would go.
Yeah, he definitely thought about it. All right, so North Eugene going to come back on offense, and we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
What do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured or killed? It's simple. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see?
Welcome back to Ashland High School as the Highlanders get set here and with a single back shotgun set here, and quarterback Nelson get out to the edge again. Gavin White's there, and we have another flag here in this first quarter, holding on the Highlanders.
So holding's kind of been the story the last couple possessions by these teams. There was a big holding call that brought back a really good play by North Eugene, and then we saw it with Ashland on the previous possession, and then now we're seeing it again.
Yeah, you know, if you're a team and you run the ball a lot, that's what you can expect. You know, your linemen will get tired a little, and they will begin to hold, grab, you know, and do things that are a little bit undisciplined. But these players are working very hard and diligent to make sure that they continue with these explosive plays.
Yes, and we've seen the fireworks already. We came into the game. These teams put up a lot of points a week ago. It's looking like we're headed that way again today on this beautiful night in Ashland.
We have a different quarterback in the backfield. Looks like Brody Gilliman.
I wonder if that was the previous quarterback got hurt or if they're just bringing him in because it's a 2-quarterback system. It looks like he's coming back in, so it looks like they just kind of play him in and out.
Yeah, and it can really keep the defense off balance. You know, if you have a quarterback that has a bigger arm or stronger throwing talent versus a quarterback that's very effective on the ground, you can really use that in your advantage if you're the Highlanders throughout this game.
And it can really work really well because the strengths and weaknesses are different between 2 quarterbacks. So what one might not do good, the other one does do good.
Here in the shotgun set, have Knutson again. Hand the ball off.
They snuffed that out. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Oh, no. The Grizzlies are saying that it was a fumble.
They were waving that they got it. We'll see what happened here.
Looks like Mercado comes up with it.
So 3rd and long, this North Eugene team has really they've struggled passing the ball. They've been running the ball mostly. So these are the downs you want if you're Ashland. You want a 3rd and long, an obvious passing down, because that takes away the game plan for North Eugene.
And the passing game plays right apart into Ashland's defense with 3 high safeties here. Let's see what the Highlanders come up with. Nelson takes the snap, and he drops back, and he takes off running.
He's not going to get it. Or maybe he will.
He breaks loose. Oh, what a tackle.
Wow, that was quite a tackle. Was that Ortega? I think it was. He's clapping down there. Ortega with the big tackle.
Yeah, once again, the Highlanders tried to pull a sneaky one right there on the Grizzlies, but the Grizzlies players remained disciplined and also got containment on the quarterback. Both teams are here in safe punt with when you have your skilled players are back there punting the ball. Right now, Knutson for the Highlanders, set back to punt the ball to Gavin White of the Grizzlies. And we have a flag down.
Maybe a false start. The good news for the Grizzlies, I was about to say, if it would have been on the Grizzlies, it still would have been 4th down. But this backs them up even further. And Gavin White's lining up at about the North Eugene 45. If you're North Eugene, this isn't what you want right now.
No, you kick the ball the opposite way.
Yep, or out of bounds.
Yeah, kick it out of bounds. Do not kick it to Gavin White. The Grizzlies are already expecting great field position to start this next drive after this punt.
Oh,
what a block! And
go!
And we have a flag down for a forward pass, likely. There by Jack Marcourt, excuse me.
So Marcourt got that, and he looked to give it to someone else there.
The guy that blocked the punt, he gave it. He tried to give Dutch the ball right back to say, "Here, you deserve this right here. You blocked this punt."
Yeah.
But you can't pass the ball forward unless you're the quarterback.
Yeah. So it's a penalty. We'll see. I'm thinking this is possibly a 5-yard penalty. I'm not sure how much of a penalty this is going to cost the Grizzlies here. We'll see. But so high school a little bit different. Can't really hear the refs when they're speaking. But it's going to be a 1st down for Ashland, and they're going to have it on the 10-yard line. Couldn't really make out there what exactly the penalty was. It almost looked like it was an offsetting penalties.
Yeah, it looked that way. Also, I believe on block punts in high school, the way it was recovered, I don't think he could advance it.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it was, but I'm unsure. Don't take my word for it, but I believe that's maybe what the ref was signaling.
There are some little rules that are different between the different levels of high school and college, and we experienced that there.
Jacob Ortega's in motion. Joe Harrower, ball's in the air, and touchdown. Laser to Caden Negra.
The 6'3" senior Negra had some big plays last week. I saw his father before the game. I told him that he made some plays last week. He just made a big play this week. We're inside a minute, and Ashland has the lead.
What a drive right there, or defensive drive, really. The defense gave the offense great field position with the block punt as we have Joe Harroward lining up for the extra point here. And the kick is no good as it doinks off the goalpost. And it's 13-7. You know those missed field goals can come back and bite you.
They can, and with a game this high scoring, let's not forget it was a 1-point game last week between Hidden Valley and this North Eugene team. They came out victorious. Extra points can mean a lot. However, the good news is for Ashland, their offense, 14 points in the first quarter. At this rate, I mean, we might see them get to about 50 points tonight.
Yeah, that's what they're on track for. Here, you know, looks like some of the players are a little gassed right now as we see Jacob Ortega bending down on his knees. But, you know, that's a great time to get hydrated. And, fans, you can get hydrated before or after the game. It's a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. September is Buck for Kids Month at Dutch Bros, where $1 of every purchase goes to local youth organizations in our communities. Go out to Dutch Bros, ladies and gentlemen, and support our youth sports here in the Rogue Valley.
Always a great place to go. Go there about once a week.
Yeah. Love their Rebels, you know.
They're pretty good, yeah. And on your birthday, they usually give you a free drink.
Yeah.
Which I have a birthday coming up, so I'm looking forward to that. Or at least they did that last year. I don't know if that's still a thing, but I'll find out here in a couple of days, and I'll let you guys know.
Aiden Welch holds for Joe Harrower's kick. And the ball bounces for a touchback in favor of the Grizzlies as Grady kicked down, left the ball rolls out of bounds.
He let the kick roll down, kick down. So we'll see this North Eugene offense. They've been running the ball like we've been saying. I think for them, if you're a North Eugene fan tuning in, I think for them, you want to keep running the ball and stray away from penalties. We've seen a couple of penalties really kill their drives, and that's why Ashland has the lead right now.
Yeah, and also, you know, this Ashland defense have locked down really on containment and containing the quarterback Knudsen as he's broken a couple loose. But in that last drive, we saw them get a couple of TFLs and really stop the offense as we have a
I think Ashland called a timeout. They didn't have one of their guys out there, so they didn't want a mismatch of any sort. So smart coaching there by Lenners to just call a timeout and get your defense out right.
Yeah, you know, this first half, as you have the lead right here, you don't want any simple mistakes that your team can have and shoot themselves in the foot here. So being able to get your defense there and also, you know, give them a little bit extra break because a lot of these players are playing both sides of the ball here.
Yes, they are, and they do a really good job on both sides of the ball. They make a lot of tackles, and then on offense, they're getting a lot of yards. And so like you've said before, they're playing extremely hard. And it is, especially on a night like this. It's pretty warm tonight. So when it's warm, it's 76 degrees here, and it's tough to play all those plays when it's so warm.
Yeah, we started the game here around 84 degrees, and you know it's a lot hotter on the turf.
A thing early in the season, you see a lot of cramps. So with these players, hopefully they're staying hydrated to avoid those cramps because those are never a good thing to have during the game.
Crosby Lenners really blew that play up right there from the cornerback position, forcing outside containment, pushing the quarterback inside there. That was a great read by Crosby Lenners to blow that play up right there. But also great effort by Knudsen to get the ball 2 or 3 yards to make it a 2nd and 8 in favor of the Highlanders.
We talked to Ashland Football Club's Matt Dirks a couple of weeks ago. He said this Ashland team has a lot of height, and that's kind of what he's talking about. Guys like Lenners, 6'4", and they can make plays like that.
As we see Knudsen go to the air here. And another flag down as he's sacked.
I think it's holding again. So this Ashland team, got to credit their defense. Their physicality has gone up, and North Eugene is resorting to some holdings.
Holding on the Highlanders.
And we were just talking a moment ago of how these are really affecting these drives.
Yeah, you know, it's hard for them to put the ball in the air right now. We have yet to see a completed pass, or we've only seen one completed pass by them. It was out in the flats to a running back or tight end. We'll see if the coaches can of the Highlanders can mix it up a little here.
Do you notice the momentum maybe shifting? So early in the game, seemed like North Eugene had all the momentum, the onside kick, the drive, they drove right down the field. But then Jacob Ortega, kick return for a touchdown, and it seemed like ever since that touchdown, it's kind of been just a little bit different of a game because the momentum changed sides a little bit. That's what those returns do. Big plays can do that.
As we see Nelson go into the air here, and the ball is short on the ground again.
So 3rd and long. So another 3rd and long for North Eugene. And again, we've just got to really credit this Ashland defense. And because of that height, like we were saying a moment ago, it's hard to throw to receivers when you're going up against really tall cornerbacks. You see that on the next levels in the college and the NFLs. You see really tall corners, and it's always pretty tough to throw on those guys.
Yeah, and as you know, they have a 5'10" quarterback in Kellen Knutson, so it's a little difficult for him to see over that defensive line of the Grizzlies, and also with those very tall cornerbacks that the Grizzlies have. As the Highlanders go to the ground here, Jacob Ortega.
Fumble! Or was they're going to say he was down.
As we come to the end of the first quarter on the John L. Scott scoreboard, there's 13 Ashland Grizzlies and 7 North Eugene Highlanders. And with that break, we'll take a break as well. Thank you for tuning in to TableRockSports.net.
Table Rock Sports and the Ashland Football Club welcome you to 2023 live streaming coverage of Ashland Grizzly football on TableRockSports.net. You'll see the big plays and the big games from the 4A Special District 4 matchups against Hidden Valley and the Klamath and Coastal schools. The Ashland Football Club is able to partner with Table Rock Sports for coverage this season thanks to the generous support of these sponsors you see on the screen. Rogue Credit Union, Ashland Dental and Oral Health, Ashland Homes Real Estate, the Oak Tree Northwest Bar and Grill, People's Bank, where they put people first, Ashland Drug at 53 North 2nd Street, and Reinhold and O'Hara Insurance are helping connect you with the Grizzlies this fall. Please say thanks and support their businesses when possible. Go Grizz!
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Daily adventures this summer start at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed.
Welcome back to Ashland High School as we set off for the second quarter with a punt right here by Kellen Knutson, and Gavin White gets the ball here and he breaks one loose. It looks like the Highlanders thought he called a fair catch, but he only great field position one to start off here in this second quarter by the Grizzlies. Another great field position for this well-balanced offense here. It looks like Gavin White caught the Highlanders off guard right there. I thought he caught a fair catch for a second there as well.
It was one of those where it almost looked like he was going to call a fair catch. He decided to go. Why not? And he almost broke it loose. I thought for a second he was going to.
5 out wide right here by the Grizzlies. The Highlanders are yet to be set. The Grizzlies can get the ball off right here. Oh, with a false start.
Harrower having a word with his center right there.
Nathan Schrader did not hear this snap call due to the band. You know, this band is pretty loud here in the Grizzlies Stadium.
Now this is where
5 out wide again.
You gotta pick your teammate up here. You know, he made a penalty there. Pick him up right here. Get a big play.
Yes, the ball is in the air again. A big catch by Marcelo Saturn from Joe Harrower. What a play call. Using their size once again against the undersized Highlander team. And they are playing a hurry-up offense, getting the ball down right here to the ground. And you know who we have yet to see in the backfield this game is Jacob Ortega. We've seen a very heavy load of Gavin White here on this Highlander offense with a back shoulder throw by Crosby. Oh. What a ball!
That was
Caden Negra for his second touchdown of this evening. And the Grizzlies are set to go for 2. What a ball by Joe Harrower.
The kids have a word for that term nowadays. That was a dot.
That was a dot indeed. That was.
What a play. So I was just talking a moment ago, if whenever your teammate has a mistake, we saw Schrader and Harrower, they were talking back and forth because they had the penalty with the snap exchange. The band was being loud. But that's how teams handle adversity, is that's what they did.
And Joe Harrower with a nice, Marcelo Saturn was out. He couldn't bring that foot down. A bit too strong of an arm right there by Joe Harrower.
So we're going to be right back. Ashland has a 19-7 lead.
Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Welcome back to Ashland High School as we set off this second quarter with a big Grizzly drive right there. The Grizzlies look mean and tough right there on that drive through the air. That was a very, very impressive drive right there by Joe Harrower. We're getting the ball in the air with 2 excellent passes. As he said here to kick the ball off.
Good kick, and he found Saturin on what set up that score.
Great kick return containment right there by the Grizzlies, only allowing the Highlanders to get to the 20-yard line.
So if you're North Eugene right here, I'm thinking you definitely need a score. You're down 19-7. Ashland's offense has really been locked in. They've been able to move the ball. And now their defense is starting to lock in as well. They have all the momentum of the world in front of their home crowd. So if you're North Eugene and they had 41 points last week, they need some points on this drive. It's getting to crunch time for them, because if you don't get it and then Ashland gets the ball, with the way they've been playing, that's not what you want if you're North Eugene.
Yeah, and with a packed crowd here in Ashland Stadium, you want to get some points on the board and get them quick here. As Nussin takes the snap and he hands the ball off here. And once again, a stacked box by the Grizzlies as Hernandez runs the ball right up the middle into
Dutch line run. What a hit that was. I mean, he really made a play right there. The junior defensive lineman, number 58.
Yeah, he's made a couple big tackles here in this game.
Yes, this Ashland defense, the first drive of the game, they were back on their heels, but they look like they've really settled down out there now and found the rhythm.
Snuffin get it to the outside again here. Oh, what a pass. But we have a flag down. It looks like he was ahead of the line of scrimmage when he made that pass.
So that's kind of been the story of that was the story of the first quarter. We're just underway here in the second quarter. We've got about 10 game minutes until halftime. penalties have been killer for North Eugene the last several drives.
There's been like 4 or 5 penalties that was very, very detrimental to their drives, and that kind of shifted momentum towards the Grizzlies' way. And the Grizzlies have yet to let up on those in this game. Their defensive line and linebackers are really putting pressure on the quarterback here, and also containing their run game. It's hard to get going on a run-heavy team when you have no run lanes.
And last week, this Ashland team, when they were faced with adversity, they answered it. And we saw that again tonight. There was adversity at the start. They're in a hole, down 7-0. They answer. So that's kind of been the story for this Ashland team underway in this early 2023 season.
That's Nussenson Hernandez in motion and takes the ball right up the middle, right into that Ashland defense. They're going right in the bulk of the Ashland defense, but it's just not working. Those linebackers are living by bend but don't break right now. You can get 1 or 2 yards on us, but you will not get a first down on us, as we have another 4th down for the Highlanders here. And once again, back to return this ball, Gavin White.
Nathan Schrader was one of those guys that was in on the tackle there. There was a group of them, but Schrader was there. There were several Ashland Grizzlies defenders just waiting for that play.
And the Grizzlies will likely start this next drive once again in great field position, as Gavin White, he muffs the ball a little bit, but he is set to return it. Getting the ball out to the outside edge, hitting a hole, and getting the ball to around the 38-yard line, but we have a flag down.
Interesting to see what this is. I'm not thinking this is holding.
I am thinking it might be a face mask call.
A face mask. Yes, I don't think it was holding. Now, what did that?
Oh, wow. Actually, it's a holding.
Oh, okay.
Here on Ashland.
I was wrong. I thought there for a second. I didn't see it, but I was wrong. The ref saw it, and they called a penalty.
It was on the far side of the field. But once again, the Grizzlies are starting with great field position, nearly on their own side of the field.
And that's been the story of the game. So their defense has been locking down, creating a lot of penalties, stalling these drives by North Eugene. And what that does, that backs you up into your own territory. And then when you punt, it makes it hard on the punter. And, Ashland's had good field possession all night. And that's one of the factors that can lead to winning a game for sure, is getting good field position.
As Harrower step backs and steps up with the laser to Caden Negra. As he gets to the outside, can he score here? It looks like he has one man to beat, and he is in for another touchdown. That is 3 in the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Caden Negra with a huge first half here on the North Eugene Highlanders, as the Grizzlies go up by 3 scores here.
That was impressive. He made a move. It looked like he was going to be tackled for sure in about the 10-yard line. He had turned on the Jets. He made a move. He made a cut down inside the 10. That was impressive. And what a play by Negra. He's having a big night. He's over 100. He's got to be.
Well over 100. Both of his touchdowns were 50-yard touchdowns.
Yes.
So, he's
in the
balling.
First half.
Yeah, he's balling.
And we're barely into the second quarter, so he is really having himself a game.
Crosby is set back to take
open
2
on the other side of the field,
and he doesn't see him, and takes a sack there on the 2-point conversion. What a drive by the Grizzlies right there. And speaking of drive, Spring Sports Action is brought to you by our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore, Jeep Dodge Chrysler, and our representing sponsor is Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon. New stores are opening in Roseburg and Klamath Falls. Now 9 locations to serve you. Man, what a drive by the Grizzlies right there.
So I think Ashland, so they've come out, last week I was saying on the broadcast, I felt like they had what was close to about a perfect game. This week, I'm kind of getting that sense again. I think the only thing they can take away to maybe improve, it's 25-7. It could be, should be 28-7, 27-7. They haven't been kicking extra points. They've been going for 2 because they missed the first extra point. I think if you're Ashland, there comes a time where you start going back to kicking the extra points, because if you aren't getting them, you're leaving what should have been points off the board.
Yeah, right now, like you said, 28-7 should be the score, as Joe Harrer is set back to kick the ball off here to the Highlanders. And it's a great punt to the quarterback, Knutson again. He's set back to return. This guy is a Swiss Army knife for his team as he breaks one loose here. He gets to the outside. Could we see a big return from Knutson here? Looks like he's slowing down, but what a return by Knutson there as he gets to the 47-yard line. Finally, the Highlanders are starting this drive off on great field position. You know, the Grizzlies have really pinned them back in penalties, which are a all too common thing for the Highlanders in this first half, have really set them back in pretty bad field position against this Grizzly defense.
And DeAndre, we were talking about in the first quarter how Ashland, that first drive, there was a lot of running yards on them. We wondered if they were going to give them a different look, maybe stack the box. I'd say they've answered that call, and they have more guys in the box. They're making it more difficult, which is leading to these holding penalties.
Yeah, what seemingly as a very 3-high safety look in the first half, they scooted Jacob Ortega down to give you a Mike linebacker, as he is in on that tackle right there. A Mike linebacker look, and they in what looked like a nickel defense was what it looked like to start the game with 3 high safeties, but this defense have taken that approach of bend, don't break. You can gain 1 or 2 yards, but not more than that on this defense.
I feel like this defense is really in a rhythm. We saw Negra. What a night that kid is having. He was there for the tackle. He's already scored 2 touchdowns.
3
touchdowns.
3.
He's scored so many times, I've lost count.
So we have a flag down.
Another penalty. This one might be on the Grizzlies.
Maybe a face mask this time.
I think if you're North Eugene, you're really hoping it's on the Grizzlies.
It looks like actually targeting call maybe.
It may be.
Go ahead, Mike.
It doesn't look like they're backing up.
Personal
foul
on the Grizzlies.
So, North Eugene still has some life.
Yeah, they do, and that targeting call is a huge penalty right there on the Grizzlies. Once again, hats up players around the valley and around the world. Keep your hats up. You should see who you are tackling. Once again, it is dangerous for you and your opposing player. Keep your heads up, face mask into the chest. Don't dip your head. You know, crown of the helmet is a very, very, very dangerous play.
Now, this is a crucial possession. 25-7. But if North Eugene can get a touchdown here, they're kind of sneaking around.
Yeah, and those extra points can come back to haunt Ashland, you know, as we are set here for a pass, but it is a pass into the ground.
And that's kind of what I was getting at. The extra points, say, if North Eugene were to get a touchdown, get another touchdown, you know, get within a couple of points here, that's where those extra points can really add up. So I'm really wondering if maybe they should just, from here on out, scoring touchdowns, if they should maybe kick the extra point. The 2-point conversion hasn't worked yet. I understand the philosophy to go for 2 to make up for not getting it, but that's just going to be something I'm going to keep an eye on in this game, is what are they going to do after they score.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting as Knutson drops back here for what's seemingly to be a pass, and is short into the ground again. An all too common theme here for the passing game of the Highlanders. You know, I would like to see them just get him to get in a simple drop back three-step and getting the ball off. I think that'll be a lot more simple. Get him some rhythm, get the ball out into the flat and the edges here and getting the ball out quick. Right now he's taking too long, and he's getting flustered because you have 6'4", 6'3" cornerbacks that he's trying to get the ball over right now.
That's tough to throw on. And you have to credit this Ashland defense. They've really stopped this running game. It looked like at the start of the game that was going to be a story of the night. What an answer by the Grizzlies.
Once again, another great contained run play, and a stop by Crosby Leonard to get us to a 4th down.
He's been all over the field.
Yes, he has. Once again, just one of those mini playmakers that the Grizzlies have this year on their roster. A much, much different scene than last year's 2-7 record. And right now, the way that this game is panning out, it looks like they're going to match that win record right now as we speak in this game, as we have a timeout for the Highlanders. We'll take a timeout as well here as the John L. Scott scoreboard shows Ashland 25, North Eugene 7.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Daily adventures this summer start at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed. Add some extra crunch to your lunch with our mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken. The perfect combination of crispy juicy chicken and irresistible flavors. Earn free rewards and save at least 16 cents a gallon with our Peak Rewards app. Get supercharged and add to your fuel savings when you purchase Core Water, Nestle ice cream, and Red Bull. This summer, let's meet at the Peak and save on our daily adventures.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Welcome back to Ashland High School here as you see on the John L. Scott scoreboard, Ashland Grizzlies 25, North Eugene 7. North Eugene set to snap this ball here in the shotgun. Gilman drops back. Gilman release pump fakes, and he is sacked by that Grizzly defensive line as they see their first traditional drop back from a quarterback in this game by North Eugene.
That was Satyurin. We saw him on the last possession on the offensive side have a big catch. This time he gets a big sack on a crucial 4th down.
Now if the Grizzlies can score right here, they have plenty of time, 6 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in this half. This game could get ugly and get ugly really, really fast.
It can, and a lot of that has to do, North Eugene has not looked comfortable passing the football. So if you're an Ashland fan right now, this game is going about as perfect as you can possibly get.
As Joe Harrow drops back, and another ball to Crosby Linders. Crosby Linders to the 10, to the 20, and touchdown by Crosby Linders. Wow, another big-time play by Joe Harrow right there as Crosby Linders, picks up a undisciplined penalty.
I think they count the touchdown.
Yeah, it was a celebratory penalty right there as he waved his fingers to the defensive players, but he's pleading his case to the referee, saying that he was waving off his teammate. But a big touchdown once again by the Grizzlies.
They're looking to go for 2, which has kind of been a story in tonight's game. They missed a first extra point, the Grizzlies did, and then they've gone for 2 ever since. We'll see what they do. We'll see what this penalty is. I'm thinking it's going to be put on the point after.
Yeah, it's just an unsportsmanlike conduct right there. Crosby Linders, he was saying he was waving off his teammate, but you can't do that towards any defense right there. You got to remain disciplined, get in that end zone, and then celebrate after right there. But what another big play right there by the Grizzlies, breaking this game out 31-7 as they look like they're going to finally go for a field goal.
This just does not look like a team that was 2-7 last year.
Not at all.
This team, and we talked about early in the game, they've got Henley coming up, they've got Mazama, Marshfield. These are all very talented schools. This team looks good.
Yeah, they do, and they look like they can compete in this very competitive 4A arena here, as we have another missed extra point by the Grizzlies. If they weren't scoring so many touchdowns and getting so many defensive stops, I would be like, this would be a whole different game. But the touchdowns and defensive stops here has really, really helped them.
Yes. And with all that, we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back here in 60 seconds. Ashland up 31-7 on a John L. Scott scoreboard.
Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Welcome back to Ashland High School. As the John L. Scott scoreboard shows, 31 Ashland, 7 North Eugene, as we are set to kick off right here. A short kickoff due to a unsportsmanlike penalty by Crosby Leonard there on that touchdown. But where to stop right there on that kick return by Crosby Leonard himself. This game has kind of gotten out of reach for the North Eugene Highlanders, as we've seen explosive play after explosive play ever since that opening touchdown by Jacob Ortega on that kick return. That was a big momentum switch last week due to the touchdown by Gavin White. But this week, Jacob Ortega, another leader on this Grizzly squad, making a big play to open up this game, and 31 unanswered points by the Grizzly team, and big stop after big stop by this Grizzly defense.
Grizzlies 18 returning starters from a year ago, so they're using that experience from last year. Now last year some of those games were pretty close. They just finished up to season 2 and 7, but a lot of them were close games.
As Gilman is still in the backfield, as Knudsen is no longer there. He's out at wide out. Have a better, looks like the Highlanders are going more towards a more balanced offense instead of ground heavy, switching quarterbacks with the more pass frequent quarterback in Gilman.
And we touched on that earlier. Sometimes it's good to have another quarterback come in, because maybe this defense, what they're showing, the starter, you know, his weaknesses are exploited. Maybe this kid comes in and what he does well, he'll do good.
Yeah, we saw Gilman drop back on for a pass last drive. Let's see if we can see it here. Yes, right there. Oh, a miscommunication right there.
It almost looked like he was throwing the nuts in there for a second, but it was intended for Gallego.
Let's see what North Eugene can do here on this 3rd and 10. Once again, starting this drive off with pretty good field position, but this Grizzly defense has held strong once again. With a single back in the backfield, shotgun set. Gillum looks to the sideline, checks his offense. Gillum drops back to pass, and we see the first completion of the day by North Eugene Highlanders.
That was a good throw right there by that quarterback, Gillum. That was a really good throw. I'd say they're still not out. There's still time in the second quarter. We're approaching about the 5 minutes left in the second quarter. If you can get a score here, possibly another score before halftime, you're definitely not out of it. But they have got to do something.
Not at all, because once again, you know, even though it seems as if the Highlanders received the ball first. No, they kicked the ball first, so they will receive the ball coming back from halftime. So if they can get a score on the board here and maybe another one, a field goal towards the end of the second quarter, we got ourselves a ball game here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, fumble is on, the ball is on the ground, and it looks like the Grizzlies recover it. Miss handoff right there by the quarterback and running back connection.
So we were just talking about how they very much needed a score. That's almost exactly what they didn't want or need right there.
Yeah, but you know who wants a score right now? The Grizzlies offense. The air raid attack by the Grizzlies have been very effective all night long. Let's see if they can get another one here through the air.
Leonard is on the near side here. He's got somewhat of a mismatch, quite a height advantage there.
Yeah, 101 playing them to the sideline as well. And Joe Harrow drops back in another deep ball. What a pretty ball he throws. It is just a little short there, or long, excuse me.
He was going for Saturans. Saturans already had a couple of plays this game.
Yeah, once again, it just seems like they're running just straight go balls right here.
Ashland is a score any second offense. I mean, we're not even to halftime. They're 31 points. You know, keeping at this rate, if they kept at this rate, they'd be looking at 70 points in this game or more.
Yes, we have a timeout here by the Grizzlies. We'll take a timeout.
And we'll be right back.
Table Rock Sports and the Ashland Football Club welcome you to 2023 live streaming coverage of Ashland Grizzly football on TableRockSports.net. You'll see the big plays and the big games from the 4A Special District 4 matchups against Hidden Valley and the Klamath and Coastal schools. The Ashland Football Club is able to partner with Table Rock Sports for coverage this season thanks to the generous support of these sponsors you see on the screen. Rogue Credit Union, Ashland Dental and Oral Health, Ashland Homes Real Estate, the Oak Tree Northwest Bar and Grill, People's Bank, where they put people first, Ashland Drug at 53 North 2nd Street, and Reinhold and O'Hara Insurance are helping connect you with the Grizzlies this fall. Please say thanks and support their businesses when possible. Go Grizz!
Welcome back to Ashland High School as the John L. Scott scoreboard shows. Ashland 31, North Eugene 7. The Ashland Grizzlies have really dominated this game through the air. But as we see a different look, Gavin White here at quarterback and Jacob Ortega in the backfield. And we have a handoff. Jacob Ortega bursts open once again. It seems as if every time he touches the ball, he is a scoring threat as he gets in the end zone. But we have a flag down here, and could it be on the Grizzlies? Looks like this ball is coming back, but what an explosive play off the handoff of the two running backs exchanging the ball. That would keep any defense off balance. You have two really, really strong runners. One can pull, one can get the handoff and go for a huge gain.
And why not? They were bringing the Wildcat. We've seen this formation before on other levels of football, a Wildcat formation. You have two electrifying backs. Why not? Ortega takes it to the house, even though it's called a penalty. I'm wondering if we're still going to see that formation coming from them.
Looks like Jacob Ortega is actually here on the sideline again, but, you know, like you just said a few seconds ago, the Grizzlies are a score at any second type of offense. Big play after big play can get them anywhere on the field in the blink of an eye.
And it's really, it's tough to stop. It's tough to stop a team like that.
So we have Joe Harrow back in the backfield with Gavin White. Oh, it kind of looked like
couple of players getting into it here on the near sideline. It looks like the Grizzlies and
yeah, it looked like the lineman just wanted to finish off his block there. You know, and end up getting called for the excessive penalty.
Harrower was looking for Caden Gardner on that play. Couldn't quite find him. But on the near sideline here, be interesting to see what they say. I'm thinking personal foul, but I wonder if it's going to offset or if it's going to be on North Eugene, Ashland.
Yeah, I'm unsure. Just in my opinion, looked like the lineman just wanted to finish the play. You play into the whistle. The whistle has yet to be blown, so, you know, it's a legal play, but they called a false start.
Call false start. Let's see. Looks like after replay, personal foul on Ashland.
False start and personal foul both on Ashland.
So they're going to accept the personal foul. That's the bigger of the two. And that's going to set them back a little bit. Now with this offense, I mean, they've at this point, we don't have the exact number. They've got to be well over a couple 100 yards on offense easily. They've been just able to get yards all game. Just not a problem. And honestly, it was like this last week as well. They were on fire last week.
Yeah, you know, most of the yards here, Caden Negrak probably has well over 150 himself. So right now, as we have a timeout for the Ashland Grizzlies, we'll take another break. Thank you for joining TableRock.net.
Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her
Welcome back to Ashland High School as we have the Grizzlies on offense here. And Crosby Leonards goes out wide, and Gavin White gets the ball on the screen pass. And once again, another big explosive play will be probably called back by the Grizzlies with a flag down.
Yep, that looked like it's going to be a holding call. This one's going to come back.
Yeah, an illegal motion call right there on the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are starting to, you know, unravel here a little bit, being undisciplined with this huge lead that they have on the Highlanders. With a very, very disciplined team that the Grizzlies have been majority of this game here. These last couple drives we have seen their undiscipline come out. But these are high schoolers, you know, at the end of the day. But, you know, you have to keep everything under wraps and understand that this game is far from over, and one mistake, two mistakes can add up, and the score can flip at any given moment.
It can, and we saw that early in the game, how quickly momentum can change in a football game.
With the pitch out to Gavin White, he cuts it right back up. What an explosive run by Gavin White. He cuts it back to the outside. He breaks a tackle, and he looks to break another. Almost get the first down off of a 2nd and 27.
He picks up 25 yards. We talked a little bit earlier about how if it's 3rd and long, this Ashland team could run the ball. And Gavin White showcasing that display right there. Just give him the ball. 3rd and long, doesn't matter.
With the explosive back duo of Jacob Ortega and Gavin White, anything can happen. And then you have the quarterback play that you can throw the ball downfield at any given moment. It's going to be difficult to beat this Ashland Grizzly team.
And another thing, too, is their defense has really clamped down. They allowed a score the first drive, much like last week, but they've had a second quarter that they're having a shutout, and that's exactly what they did last week as well.
As we've seen Gavin White come out the game for the first time in a very long time. Finally giving the kid her breath. Johara pulls it and right up the seam. Oh, he slips. Could have been a touchdown. He had one man to beat.
He was trying to make a cut, and this slipped right there. It almost looked like he was going to break it for a long one. We haven't seen Harrower run a lot, but he definitely can run when he's given an opportunity. He's quite a good runner with the football.
Yeah, he's just using his 6'4" frame. Those strides are long compared to, the rest of these high schoolers. He has a big frame and big size, so, he can move. The handoff to Jacob Ortega, and he bounces one. He's trying to get to the outside, switches the ball in the hand, and he stays up, and he dives. Does he get in? Looks like they're going to mark him down right around the 2-yard line. What an effort by Jacob Ortega right there. You have a double-headed monster. When you have one running back go out as explosive as Gavin White and have to deal with another running back in Jacob Ortega, things can get very explosive. But we have another penalty down that will negate a big play by Jacob Ortega.
We've seen penalties call back several big plays for both teams tonight. This is a very physical game. These teams are being very physical with each other, and those type of games, penalties can be called.
But one team in this game have had explosive play after explosive play, so the penalties have yet to really hurt the Grizzlies.
And that's quite the contrary for North Eugene. They've really hindered the Highlanders' offense.
5 out wide, Joe Harrower with another bomb. Oh, going back to his man, but we have a penalty call. Caden Negra, looks like we're going to get a pass interference call on the defense.
So that was a 1st and long, 1st and 20.
This Grizzly offense aren't really afraid to put the ball in the air by any means.
I mean, they can do whatever they want. If they want to run the ball, they'll run the ball. If they want to pass the ball, they're going to pass it. They can really, I mean, it must be really nice to be the play caller for them, because you can essentially do anything you want to this point. 31 points. We're approaching the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. A lot of penalties tonight. It seems there's been about every other play. There's been a penalty. There's a Grizzly shaken up on the near side here. It looks to be Nathan Schrader. We talked about how it is warm here in Ashland. It's still 72 degrees. These players are playing both ways. Schrader plays both ways. Cramps can be an issue, so I wonder if this is maybe a cramp. Looks like he's going to walk off under his own power. Almost looks like he's hindering his arm a little bit. Let's hope he's okay. The senior.
Yeah, these cramps are very, very, very dangerous for these players, because even cramps can lead to longer-term injuries. So glad to see him walk off with his own power as the Grizzlies get set here on this 1st down with 4 yards to go. The Highlanders are very bold. They play a lot of man defense with these larger receivers. But Gavin White right up the seam. And it looks like he steps out of bounds around the 5?
I thought it looked like he got down to the 1. Pretty favorable spot if you're North Eugene, because it appeared to me he got a little closer than that. But they'll take over from the 5. It is a 1st down for the Grizzlies. Ashland offense looking to score again. What would be their 6th touchdown of the night. The score looks a little different.
With a muffed snap there, Joe Herrera has to fall on the ball.
That's a smart play right there. They always tell you that if the ball is like that, don't try to pick it up. Just follow on it so that it can ensure you recover that ball, and that's what he did.
He did look up for a second like he was about to pass it.
Yep. I don't think I blame him either.
Right.
The way he can throw that ball.
And with that ball rolling on the ground, Medford is your sports ground, where the West Coast comes to play. Visit travelmedford.org/sports to learn more about the mini tournament, venues, world-class outdoor opportunities, and the event calendar to find out what's going on.
Almost an interception right there for North Eugene. That was Michael Boyce.
That could have been a big momentum shift right here going into the second half.
That was the 6'3" senior was looking to take that, and had he caught that, that was an easy 6 points for the Highlanders.
You know, and the Grizzlies have also taken a lot of time off of the clock here.
They have. It's been a really long drive. They've had some penalties that have been called back, but the execution has been great. Their plays, they're still getting a lot of yards, keeping this drive alive.
Guys, it's about 3rd and 25. He lasers it. Oh!
Satyrin dropped it right there. He's made some plays earlier. Not able to hold that one in. 4th down. We'll see what the Grizzlies do. High school a little bit different. When they're down this far in the opponent's territory, pretty much every time they get down is 4th down territory, meaning they will go for it. And it looks like that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, you know, if I'm the Grizzlies, I am trusting my receivers here. You have 3 receivers that are very sizable compared to the DBs that are guarding them. And just give it to your, as the kids say, your dot thrower in Joe Herrera.
And that he is. It's a 4th and goal, as I don't see the chains ahead of them. So they're trying to score a touchdown.
Oh, gives the ball to Gavin White. Gavin White tries to make something happen, but will not, as we come down to just under a minute here in this first half. It'll be the Highlanders taking over here in Ashland.
So a good stop there by the Highlanders.
We'll take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back here at Table Rock Sports.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Welcome back to Ashland High School here. As the Highlanders start off the end of this second quarter with a run right here.
The first half about to come to an end. We're inside of 45 seconds. I wonder if we're going to see some urgency here from the Highlanders. Try to get a score. It's not appearing, so they're still huddled up. They might just be wanting to get back into the locker room and just talk some things over.
No, with them coming back out of halftime and receiving the ball, I think, you know, not to make any mistakes here through the air or give the Grizzlies another chance on offense to end off this quarter. We're messing with a big gain here as we come to a close in this second half with 2 seconds left. Let's see what the Highlanders can draw up for this last play. Or is it looks like they're going to go into halftime. The Grizzlies up on the John L. Scott scoreboard, 31-7. What a first half for the Grizzlies.
That it was. We saw their offense. Their offense just didn't miss a beat. They came out and played exactly like they did last week, which was a lot of yards and a lot of points. They've actually even bettered their performance from a week ago. Last week they went in with 14 points to the locker room. Tonight they're going in with 31, and there's been a lot of big plays. We've seen Caden Negra score 3 touchdowns. We saw Ortega have a kickoff return for a touchdown, and the Grizzlies going into half with a commanding lead.
Yes, Andrew, and it seems as if the Highlanders have no answers for the Grizzlies offense.
That's right. Now we're gonna take a break. We're gonna be back, and we'll have some recap of the first half.
Thanks for the ride. I'll see you after the game.
Hey, Dear Katie, I've been your #1 fan since I watched your first game all those years ago, and I still love watching you play. But I wanted to see you win so badly that my competitive nature got the best of me. I lost track of what's important. I thought I was supporting you, but I was really just embarrassing you. I'm not your coach, and I'm not an official. I forgot my role. I'm your parent, and you deserve better. From here on, I promise to keep my emotions under control. I'll cheer for you and all the other players, no matter the score, no matter the outcome. Thank you for sharing with me how I can do a better job of supporting you, your team, your coaches, and the sports you love. Still your #1 fan. Love, Dad.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
Diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
What do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured or killed? It's simple. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Daily adventures this summer start at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed. Add some extra crunch to your lunch with our mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken. The perfect combination of crispy juicy chicken and irresistible flavors. Earn free rewards and save at least 16 cents a gallon with our Peak Rewards app. Get supercharged and add to your fuel savings when you purchase Core Water, Nestle ice cream, and Red Bull. This summer, let's meet at the Peak and save on our daily adventures.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Table Rock Sports and the Ashland Football Club welcome you to 2023 live streaming coverage of Ashland Grizzly football on TableRockSports.net. You'll see the big plays and the big games from the 4A Special District 4 matchups against Hidden Valley and the Klamath and Coastal schools. The Ashland Football Club is able to partner with Table Rock Sports for coverage this season thanks to the generous support of these sponsors you see on the screen. Rogue Credit Union, Ashland Dental and Oral Health, Ashland Homes Real Estate, the Oak Tree Northwest Bar and Grill, People's Bank, where they put people first, Ashland Drug at 53 North 2nd Street, and Reinhold and O'Hara Insurance are helping connect you with the Grizzlies this fall. Please say thanks and support their businesses when possible. Go Grizz!
Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Daily adventures this summer start at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed. Add some extra crunch to your lunch with our mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken. The perfect combination of crispy juicy chicken and irresistible flavors. Earn free rewards and save at least 16 cents a gallon with our Peak Rewards app. Get supercharged and add to your fuel savings when you purchase Core Water, Nestle ice cream, and Red Bull. This summer, let's meet at the Peak and save on our daily adventures.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Welcome back. You're watching the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. What a first half we had, ladies and gentlemen. We want to take a moment to say thank you to a few of our sponsors. For almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, or business needs. Locally owned, family-run, Bill's Glass supports our schools and communities. Table Rock Sports thanks our great sponsors, including the John L. Scott Real Estate Scoreboard and our longtime friends from Sherman's Thunderbird and Food for Less in Southern Oregon. Thanks to all our sponsors, including Conager Morris Funeral Directors of Southern Oregon, Avista Utilities, and the Rogue Valley Transportation District. Routes have expanded to help you get to work, school, or appointments. Visit rvtd.org to learn more. Fans, it is time to get you back in the game. As an official, there is a critical need in all sports right now. Go to osaa.org and click on the blue Become an Official button to learn more. Table Rock Sports says hello to our 2,250 YouTube subscribers who get updates when games go live. Join the team at YouTube/Table Rock Sports.
We've got about 3 minutes left of this halftime, and then the action will start back up.
Yes, so Andrew, what do you think North Eugene can come back in the second half and do to lessen this lead of of the Grizzlies?
So we've seen a quarterback change for North Eugene. They're going with Brody Gillum as of the last couple series. He's come in. He's a freshman. He's looked pretty good for a freshman. Kellen Knutson was the starter. He's a senior. They moved him to receiver. Now, he's actually looked really good as a receiver. He's come in and made a couple of plays. If you're North Eugene, they're going to receive. They have got to score, and they've got to score quickly. And to do that, I even think a big part of North Eugene's offense is they like to run the ball. I think if they're having any trouble with Gillum in the second half of passing the ball, that they should consider running, because that's kind of what they're good at. And most importantly, they just need to get a score to get themselves back in it. And if that takes a nickel and dive of a drive, just going down the field little by little at a time, keeping that Ashland offense off of the field, that's what they need to do.
Yeah, and I agree. But I think right now when they come out, I think hitting Ashland over the top would be very effective. Gillum seems to have a pretty decent arm, as we saw in his last pass completion a couple drives before the half ended. I think surprising Ashland with a ball over top, but also you have to be very, very aware of all of the Ashland athletes. The athletes that the Ashland has in the secondary, including Crosby Leonards, Jacob Ortega, Gavin White, and, the superstar of the night, Caden Negra. They're all playing as defensive backs in that secondary, so it's very difficult to do something like that to get the ball over top. But I agree, if the air raid don't work for the Highlanders, I agree that they should try to go back to what they know. And for the last, quarter and a half, it's been pretty broken, but, so it's hard to get something going and get in your groove. But if Ashland can come out and get a stop here to start this game, how do you see the rest of this game panning out?
If Ashland gets a stop, this game could, I mean, it could just get really ugly for North Eugene, because Ashland, we've been saying it all night, they can score any play. You just said how they have all these playmakers. These guys are really talented. Ashland came this year returning 18 starters, and a lot of the guys making the big plays are these starters, like the Ortega and Lenners and Negra. Harrower has just, he's looked good. I know last week when I was broadcasting the game, he looked really good last week. He just has not missed a beat. He has really been leading this team so far in this young season. And yeah, if you're North Eugene, unable to get points on the board, and it's going to be hard with a freshman quarterback to go up against a team that's experiences this and to do good. So my guess would be that Ashland is going to come out and it's just going to be more of the same. They're going to have the big plays. They're going to lock down on defense. It's just they're going to make North Eugene have a really hard night, and they've already been doing that.
Yeah, I 1,000% agree. But for this Ashland team, if they could come out here and get a stop, their biggest issue to end that first half was discipline. They had a few bad penalty calls that were just, mental lapses. I believe if they can withhold all of those calls and not play into the Highlanders, physical play, extra play after the whistle blows, I think that this game will remain in Ashland favor. But also, we saw at the end of the first half there in the Ashland last offensive drive that they tried to get the ball into the hands of Ortega. I believe if they do that a lot more this second half, we could see a lot of explosive plays out of him, because he's had 2 touchdowns being called back from holding call.
He can score anytime he touches it. He wears number 6. He almost reminds me of there was a DeAnthony Thomas. I'm sure any Ducks fans around here remember DeAnthony. Ortega kind of is like that. He's just lightning in a bottle. He can score anytime he touches it. That's how he plays. And how about the amount of points Ashland has scored in the first half? 31 points in the first half. They've been on fire. And Ashland, we look ahead at Henley next week. So they've got their hands full next week. We're about to start off the second half here in this one. Grizzlies have a commanding lead right now.
Yeah, the Henley Hornets, last year's runner-up in the 4A region, so they'll have a lot on their hands, but this isn't the same Ashland team from last year. But going into Henley, that will be a very, very tough game for these Grizzlies. But if they can withstand, they will have a very special season on their hands.
Yes, and I was saying it last week. I told the Ashland fans, I said, there's going to be a lot of fun nights in Ashland this year, and this is what I was talking about. And I could tell with the play of Harrower, he is a talented quarterback. If I was a college in the area, in the radius of this school, I would show up to some of these games. This kid is talented. He's tall. He's got the physical attributes. And it's not even only him. We've been talking all night of the other playmakers on the team that are very good. And this isn't the same Ashland team. We've also talked about how they're about to match the win total if they hang on. If they win tonight, they'll have 2 wins. They'll start off the season 2-0. They were 2-7 all of last year. So already today, September 8th, very young start to this football season and could have 2 wins. I think if you're the Ashland coaching staff, that's just the perfect start that you want to the season so far.
As we get set off for this second half, a kick by JoJo Harrower.
And that is kicked down on the return. He gets about
to the 31.
31. Yeah, the 31 there.
Speaking of Joe Harrower, he's matured a lot. And he already has that college frame of being 6'4", 180 pounds as a junior. you know, and he plays with a big arm, and he is fearless. He will put the ball in the air in spots that most quarterbacks in the high school level, especially as a junior in high school, wouldn't dare. Like that back shoulder throw that he shot over to Caden Negra in the first half. That's a very risky throw. You have a DB that is there crowding the receiver, so he's a very talented young kid. He has one year to go here at Ashland, so this kid could be very, very special. One of those kids that's coming out of the valley that can make noise on the D1 level.
Like I said, if I was a coach in a radius of this school, I would be in attendance to be watching number 2.
By Saturn.
Yep, that was Saturn. What a night he's having so far.
Seems like he's in on every play.
Yep. He made some plays last week as well. And that's one thing about this Ashland team. They're a team that has a lot of guys play both ways. They play both offense and defense. And they not only do good on defense, they do good on offense as well.
Yeah, and it seems like their summer conditioning really worked here in the early season. We've only seen one player go down with a cramp, but all of these players playing both sides of the ball, you expect them to be gassed, but no, they've been very effective on both sides of the ball. What a hit by Caden Negra right there.
What a night that kid is having. I said in the first half, I saw his dad earlier, and I told him that Negra made some plays last week and that we'd see if he'd make some plays. He's answered that call, that's for sure, as he's getting even a big hit on defense. He's scored, 3 touchdowns? I had lost count. But
yeah, I mean, he's super tall, lightning quick, can get to the ball pretty quick, have great ball awareness, and every defensive back right now in the country wants to be a Travis Hunter for Colorado. You know, if I can score on offense and also make big plays on the defensive end, I will. You know, he's increasing his rankings and value this game for sure here in the Valley.
You almost wonder if he watched that game last Saturday, the Colorado game that Travis Hunter played, and was motivated a little bit by watching that kid. Because he's kind of looked like him tonight.
Yeah, in my playing day, I played both sides of the ball as well, at receiver and DB. So I understand the nuances of both sides of the ball and the benefits that you can have playing receiver and DB. You know exactly what a receiver is going to do just by the way he's going to come to the line and stance, and get in his stance and when he's ready. You can tell a play call from that. Like, a lot of the time, these DBs have been kind of relaxed because they're expecting run plays in this game, but they're also flying to the ball, looking for those tackles and things.
Just like that. Let's see.
Jacob Ortega comes up with the ball.
Ortega was there. Ordway was in there. I mean, every time North Eugene runs the ball, it seems like they're just gang tackling. I mean, it's been something to watch. This defense just really clamped down after that first series.
Yeah, like you said, coming back from the break, though, North Eugene, they're moving the ball little by little to start this half, trying to wear down this Ashland defense. As we've seen the very first drive of the game by them, they wore down the Ashland defense, and it became easy once they got into the red zone.
Time is not against their side right now. They are definitely wanting to score. If they score, they could perhaps make it a 2-score game, in theory.
Gillum gets out, and he breaks one here, getting out to the outside. The freshman almost at the first down marker here, just a yard short of that first down.
He's a freshman. He's done pretty well tonight. This kid's got a bright future up in North Eugene. Brody Gillum. Be remembering that name, as we might be very familiar with that name in years to come, because he has come in and it seems like he's put a pep back in North Eugene's step. You said a second ago they're kind of driving down, kind of keeping the Ashland offense off the field, keeping the Ashland defense on the field. They've got some hands on hips. They're just being very effective right now under leadership from this freshman.
Yeah, somebody that just wants to win and just wants to do good, can only be good, as we see the former quarterback Nussin out wide getting the ball and a jet sweep there. Getting the ball on another first down here for the Highlanders.
He's slow to get up, Knutson is. Let's hope he's okay. He is quite an athlete, Knutson. We mentioned a second ago that he's had some plays as a wideout. He does look rather comfortable out there as a wide receiver, and when he was quarterbacking this game, he was running, he was showing his athleticism. He is quite an athlete, number 10.
Yeah, we've also seen him play some defensive back, and also we've seen him kick return.
He's doing everything. Another person doing everything, Gillum. He finds his receiver. It's first down. He gets a good spot from the officials, and that's going to move the chains. It looked like that was
Boyce with the
Boyce.
catch.
Yep, Michael Boyce, the senior tight end.
Yeah, see, this game has an entirely different field with Gillum back at quarterback right now, as we see him be able to move the ball in various of ways. He used his legs, he handed it off on a jet sweep, and then he passed it just then. That I think it brings a different variety to the Highlanders offense, as we see Nussin back at quarterback here with the handoff.
That's Mercado
getting
breaking
upfield.
loose. You got
what
another
a rush
first down.
right there.
So they're kind of nickeling and diming down this field. They have taken a couple minutes off the clock. We're inside of about 8 minutes. But if they can get a score here, maybe a 2-point conversion. If they get a 2-point conversion, that could put them at 15 points. That could make it a 2-score ball game. One of the things we were discussing earlier, Ashland has had a problem with their extra points tonight. They've missed 2 of them. They've also missed a couple of 2-point conversions. Let's hope, if you're an Ashland fan, that's not going to come back to hinder the Grizzlies, because this is the type of scenarios that it can hinder you, is when the other team's starting to kind of mount a comeback. Every point matters.
We see Gillum back at quarterback, goes out the pass, throws it to Knutson, the former quarterback, and we have a flag for a late hit by Crosby Lenners, the senior, with his 3rd penalty of the game.
That's going to be half the distance to the goal if this is, in fact, a late hit. I don't see what else it could possibly be, as the ref symbols for that. So that's going to back this Grizzly defense up. We're at about 7 minutes. I don't think time is necessarily against North Eugene's side here. Still plenty of time.
Yeah, no, I think time isn't a factor right now, but it can become one if the Grizzlies offense come up and score big here for their first drive of the second half as well.
That's right. And it almost makes you wonder. North Eugene had an onside kick to start the game. They recovered it. That's right, folks. They came out in this game. Onside kick, recovered it. So I wouldn't rule that out of the realm of possibilities. They've done it before.
Gillum is back, and he hands it off to Knutson again. Knutson now wide, and he hits a hole, and he is in for the touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. It is 31 Ashland and 13 before the extra point by the Highlanders.
I really wonder if they're going to go for 2. As a coach here, you could kind of maybe get away with both. But mathematically speaking, it could put you within 2 possessions if you do go for 2 and if you succeed. And I do believe that was ruled a touchdown. They're going for a 2-point conversion here. So this is big if you're the Ashland defense. They need a stop right here.
And now is an incomplete pass right there by the Highlanders.
Now, a couple of plays ago, did they officially, the line judges didn't look like they symboled touchdown, but one of the referees did symbol touchdown. actually looks like it was not. So,
well, I don't know. They just put the score, the points up on the board now, and the white hat has just went over to the coaches to talk to him.
So it was officially one. I think they were still getting that situated. That's why that play was blown dead. And we'll try again.
For a 2-point conversion right here by the Highlanders. Gillum's back. And Mercado in the backfield with him.
The coach is shouting out an audible to him.
Back shoulder throw right there. And it is incomplete. No good on the extra point there. Kind of helps out Ashland there. Keeps it a 3-score game. And on the John L. Scott scoreboard, it is Ashland Grizzlies 31 and North Eugene Highlanders 13. We'll be right back here at Ashland High School.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Welcome back here to Ashland High School. As the John L. Scott scoreboard shows, Ashland 31, North Eugene 13. North Eugene with a big time drive right there coming out of halftime, set to kick the ball off. Started the game with an onside kick. Could we see another here? Or will they give the Grizzlies a chance?
Saturin.
Oh, he muffed the punt or the kickoff right there.
Did the right thing there, just fall on it. Don't want to give North Eugene a chance to recover it, because if they recovered that,
yeah, we could have ourselves a whole different ball game.
It could be a different ball game. So did the smart thing there, just fall on it.
Yeah, and this is like one of the first times of the day that we have seen the Grizzlies start off with pretty bad field position here.
Yes, that's been a big story of this game. It seems like almost every drive they started at about midfield, which is just, you can't ask for better field position if you're the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and that's why we've seen a bunch of one-play touchdowns from them, just deep balls and easier. Oh, Gavin White with the ball with the carry.
Boy, you got 7 or 8 yards there.
He's a hard runner. He hits the hole hard once he sees it.
I think he got about 6 actually, but a good run nonetheless. He's tough to tackle. He gets a lot of yards.
The Grizzlies are moving to a no-huddle offense. Got trips left.
Yeah, trips left.
Gavin White with another run, bounces off the linebacker blitzing in, and he has himself a first down for the Grizzlies.
And this is what I wonder if Ashland's going to do a lot in this second half. If they're just going to run, chew a lot of clock, and just maintain possession, and just try to walk out of here with a win, just kind of keep North Eugene away.
Yeah, you know, last week we saw that a lot from them when they were keeping Eagle Point away. They gave the ball to Jacob Ortega a lot, and he saw the end zone a few times from that. So regardless, on the ground or through the air, the Grizzlies can find a way to score. Oh, what a pump fake by Joe Herrera right there.
I think he may have the first down. See what they spot it.
Just a inch short, just about seeming.
Yeah, he's a little short, not quite a first down, but it made the first down that much easier to get. Sometimes you almost want it to rather be second down, because now it's a 2nd and 1, and you can easily get that as opposed to a 1st and 10, so it works out.
And when you have a running back in the backfield like that, but what a pull
He
by
faked it.
Joe Harrower right there. He could go all the way here. He has a man to beat. Oh, he should have cut it straight outside, but what a run right there by Joe Harrower for another big play by Ashland. These explosive plays have happened all day long for them.
We don't see Harrower run a lot, but we've talked about how when he does run, he is quite a threat. We know he's a threat passing the ball. He can put the ball anywhere he wants, but he can also he can take off.
Yeah, he's an athlete at the end of the day, you know.
He is.
He can move a little. But right there, I like how patient he was. He kind of held that off very well. Gavin White with it right up the seam.
I mean, it looks like it's easy for this offense. I mean, they're backed up inside their own 10, and they march right down a couple plays later, and now they're looking to score. They're in the red zone.
Yeah, it just goes back to what you said in the first half, how this team is a one-play scorer. Like, they can score at any given moment because they rely heavily on those big, big plays. And when you have players all across the field, it's hard to stop them. And here's with the handoff to Gavin White. One of the very short and few tackle for losses today by the Highlander defense.
They are human, apparently, as they get stopped there. Nice play right there by the North Eugene defense. If you're North Eugene right here, if you hold them to a field goal, not the end of the world, still a 3-touchdown game. I think that's exactly what they're wanting. We're approaching about the 4-minute mark left of the third quarter. We'll see what Ashland has in store. It's 2nd and goal here. Touchdown.
Touchdown right there, Crosby Leonards. But a flag is down.
He had him wide open. There's a flag on the near side. It's
False
going to be a
start
false start
on the Grizzlies.
So we've seen that a couple of times. A couple of touchdowns called back tonight. Big plays called back. There's been quite a few penalties from both teams tonight. Coaching staffs from both teams, I'm sure, will have a takeaway from this game to try to minimize penalties going forward.
And there were very short and few mistakes by this Grizzly offense in the first half, but towards the end of the second quarter and now here in this drive, we've seen a couple big plays being called back that have hindered them, you know, in their chances of increasing their lead. We have Joe Harrower in the backfield. Toss up again. Oh, what almost a grab by Caden Negra.
He almost brought that one in.
Yeah, he did. This kid looks determined to have a big breakout season.
Negra, the 6'3" senior, almost pulled in a acrobatic grab. Couldn't quite reel it in. It's 3rd and goal. So I mentioned a couple plays ago, if North Eugene can get a stop here, you know, maybe a field goal try from the Grizzlies, they're not out. There's plenty of time left in this game to be able to come back from 3 scores.
What a pass right there.
Satyrin with the touchdown.
Pass from the junior Joe Harrower, rolling out to his right, lasers the ball.
Joe Harrower has had a night tonight, and that's another touchdown for the Grizzlies, and they're starting to run away with it.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing the Highlanders can't do at this moment is go back and forth with the Grizzlies. They're already in a hole here, a pretty big one right now, a 4-touchdown lead by the Grizzlies. With the PAT on the way. And it's blocked.
No good. So the Grizzlies, their struggles continue with the extra point tries, whether it's been 2-point conversions or whether it's been extra points. They just can't seem to glue it together. They didn't have that issue last week. They'll be working on that this week in practice, I'm sure. But we're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back. John L. Scott scoreboard, 37-13 Grizzlies.
Thanks for the ride. I'll see you after the game.
Hey, Dear Katie, I've been your #1 fan since I watched your first game all those years ago, and I still love watching you play. But I wanted to see you win so badly that my competitive nature got the best of me. I lost track of what's important. I thought I was supporting you, but I was really just embarrassing you. I'm not your coach, and I'm not an official. I forgot my role. I'm your parent, and you deserve better. From here on, I promise to keep my emotions under control. I'll cheer for you and all the other players, no matter the score, no matter the outcome. Thank you for sharing with me how I can do a better job of supporting you, your team, your coaches, and the sports you love. Still your #1 fan. Love, Dad.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for some Grizzly football. The Ashland Grizzlies are up big here against the North Eugene Highlanders. 37-13 is what is appearing on the John L. Scott scoreboard as the Grizzlies kick off here. Another pretty good kickoff to Knutson, and he bounces it out, and we have a flag down, but a big return right there by Knutson to bring the ball all the way out to the 43-yard line. But we have a holding call on the Highlanders.
And it's going to come back a little bit. I do just want to bring up a quote that was said by Ashland coach Bo Lenners. This was after last week's game. He said, quote, "We saw kids that played their tails off and were flying around on our defense." He continued to say, in years past, we had folded and started blaming during games, but we held our poise and just kept plugging along. So seeing the emotional maturity along with the physical athletic ability was good. I'd say that's been the tale of this game as well. We mentioned last week there was adversity. They saw it a couple of times last week when the Eagle Point was mounting a comeback. Eagle Point had also got up early. Ashland, so far in this young season, just kind of always seems like they have an answer. And even tonight, we saw North Eugene just score. What's Ashland do? They have an answer. So that quote that he said, it's very obvious that this leadership from this team is going a long way.
Wow, what a defensive call right there to send a house for the Grizzlies.
That was Talon Hernandez. He was in the backfield, and my gracious, what a tackle that was by Talon Hernandez, the senior. Once again, with the senior, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, this Grizzly defense have really, really stood up this entire game, especially after the 2 scoring drives by the Highlanders. It seems like that the Grizzlies defense took those scoring drives personally and have come back and, really laid some hits on the Highlander offense. We have Gilman back at quarterback.
They're making it really tough for this North Eugene team. North Eugene, 41 points last week. It doesn't look like they're going to get that tonight.
Throws it out to the flat, Gillum does.
But just have to credit this Ashland defense. First drive, they're back on their heels, but ever since then, with the exception of the last drive, they've just been really locked in. It's obvious they've made some adjustments to really adapt to this team.
Yeah, another 3rd and long here after the pass called by Cody Gallego. It's 3rd and 13, ladies and gentlemen. The Highlanders haven't been able to move the ball much outside of 2 drives in this game. The Grizzly defense have stood up tall against every attack that the Highlanders have shown them. What a play call right there. And he could burst one. Oh, he fumbles the ball out of bounds. Cody Gallego, he had a touchdown. He was wide open. He had beat the man downfield, but it was a nice pass, swing pass by Brody Gillum.
I'm not entirely sure how he lost that. He just kind of lost a grip on that football, and it came out of his hands there. How about this stat for the Ashland Grizzlies on the season? They have outscored opponents at this point through roughly about 7 quarters. We're a little under 2 minutes left in this third quarter. They've outscored opponents 72-34 this year. Woo.
But that's due to a lot of firepower on the offensive end. You know, you take the heart right out of your opponents, you know. Get the competitive edge on them.
Overthrown there by the freshman Gillum. I have still been pretty impressed with this freshman. I mean, for a freshman to come into an atmosphere like this, it's a stacked house here in Ashland. About every seat in the stands is taken up as this Grizzly faithful is just really cheering on this team. Tough atmosphere. You're on the road. You're down. He's come in. He's done a good job. There's a reason this kid's in the game. This Brody Gillum.
Yeah, and he seemed very, very, very poised for a young age. He's not letting this moment get to him. He understands that his team is down, and he comes out in the first drive of the second half and scores a touchdown with another swing pass out here to Cody Gallego.
Gallego, another kid that's done pretty well tonight. He's a senior running back. He's made a couple plays. He's the one that almost scored a couple plays ago. So they're really emphasizing him on this drive. Once again, North Eugene kind of nickeling and diming down the field, trying to get some points on the board. Looks like Ashland may be running away with this one, but nonetheless, you love to see effort from these kids to still be fighting to try to get back in it.
Gallego back in shotgun. Ashland giving a blitz look here. As we get a timeout call here by the Highlanders.
And we'll take this time, we'll read some from our sponsors. And we just want to say before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. September is Buck for Kids Month at Dutch Bros, where $1 of every purchase goes to local youth organizations in our communities. It's also brought to you by Tap Rock, NW Bar and Grill in Grants Pass, Elmer's Restaurants of Medford, and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectable behavior at youth sporting events. We also want to thank our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore Jeep Dodge Chrysler, and our presenting sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon. New stores are opening in Roseburg and Klamath Falls, now 9 locations to serve you. And we're back and we're ready for some more action. Third and short here, just a couple yards.
And Knutson breaks open here with a big yard, getting down to the 50-yard line. Once again, like you said, nickel and diming right here by this offense. Just working their way downfield to end off this third quarter with big play after big play, small gain after small gains. We've seen them convert a couple third downs here on this drive already with a mix of running, passing with freshman quarterback Gillum, and then on that play, we had Knutson come right back in for a run.
And Knutson's quite the athlete, as we've mentioned before. He's made several plays today.
Gillum drops back, throws it out to the flat.
Stiff arm, but what a great tackle it was by number 80, Teddy Williams of Ashland. He got stiff arm, but it didn't stop him from making a great tackle, and that's going to end the third quarter. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to be right back.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
Welcome back to Ashland High School, where we start off this fourth quarter. The John L. Scott scoreboard, Ashland 37, North Eugene 13. What a game by this Ashland team. All around, defense, offensively, special teams, every way possible. This Grizzlies team have looked dominant against North Eugene. This is a different Grizzly team here, about to match, unless some miracle happens, about to match their win total from last season at 2 in this early young season that we have of Southern Oregon sports.
There's a reason these stands are full. That's because this is a talented football team.
Gillum passes the ball out right there. We've seen him drop back and pass a lot more than we saw Kellen Nutson drop back and pass right there to Antonio Gonzalez. As you hear the wonderful Ashland faithful behind us.
They've been electric all night, the stands. It's been really kind of deafening, really, at times.
Yeah, I mean, this team feeds off of it. This is a great fan base, a great high school fan base, and the community really comes out and support these kids. And moments of where they have their hands on their hips and they're seeming tired, it seems like this crowd gets going, and so do they. As Gillum drops back here, he's going to...
Great pressure right there. Caden Gardner was in there to disrupt it. The senior linebacker was right in the face of the freshman on that one, and he breaks up the pass, bringing up I think it's a second down. So we're just underway here in the fourth. Ashland commanding lead. North Eugene talking it over in their huddle. And they come out. Shotgun set with Mercado in the backfield. And North Eugene wants to talk it over. They're going to call timeout. And that's their second of the half. So they'll have one remaining. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be right back after this break on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Grizzlies 37, Highlanders 13.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover.
Welcome back to Ashland High School, where we have the Ashland Grizzlies up big, but the Highlanders are here making a drive. Where Nelson with the carry, getting the ball down to the 24-yard line.
Might be a first down.
I think he's just short, maybe a yard.
Just short.
We have another third down here on this drive by the Highlanders, but they've overcome the first two pretty effectively.
And I just really admire from this Highlanders team. They're just gutting it out, just staying with it, not giving up, showing a lot of fight. Down 24, still trying to make something happen. A lot of passion from high school players, as we're witnessing right now.
Gillum is in shotgun, receives the snap, hands the ball off, and he bounces to the outside.
Mercado.
What a run by Juan Mercado.
Gets a first down. They're inside the red zone.
And I know around the 7-minute mark in the third quarter, we said that the clock is not a problem for the Highlanders at that time, but right now it is. It's not their friend as the clock keeps ticking on a run-heavy offense. The best bet is to get out of bounds, only with one timeout here in this final quarter for North Eugene, trying to make a comeback. The freshmen receiving play calls within the huddle, seeming to take their time as well. Gilman comes out in shotgun. Gilman receives snap. He drops back, rolls out.
Nice play call.
Nice play call with a stiff arm, and he is fighting his way all the way down to the 1-yard line. What a catch and run by Cody Gallego.
The senior running back taking it all the way to the 1. Should be looking for North Eugene to just punch it in right here. I wouldn't be shocked if it's a goal line set and just kind of a hand up right up the middle. Try to let your offensive line just win in the trenches and get you 6 points.
Yeah, which they have kind of struggled with all game matching up with that Grizzly, very, very experienced Grizzly defensive line.
They're experienced and they're big. You can kind of just tell by looking at them just the height and the size of this Grizzly team. Definitely not an easy feat to score on them.
Gillum is in shotgun set. Fakes the handoff to Knudsen and find a Grizzly right there in the hole.
Number 44.
Have Caden Gardner again with another big hit.
Yeah, he's had a couple of them this game. There's been a couple of Ashland Grizzlies that have just really been disruptive all night. And not only disruptive, but they've just really been laying the lumber. We have a timeout, Ashland. And we'll take a timeout with them. Big lead here by the Grizzlies. We approach 10 minutes left. John L. Scott scoreboard, 37-13 Grizzlies. We'll be right back.
What do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured or killed? It's simple. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Daily adventures this summer start at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed. Add some extra crunch to your lunch with our mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken. The perfect combination of crispy juicy chicken and irresistible flavor.
Welcome back to Ashland High School, ladies and gentlemen. After the injury, we have Oscar Hernandez with the pass out to Gavin White. Gavin White brings the ball past the 50. He has open field in front of him, one man to beat, and Gavin White will score a touchdown after beating Knudsen to the end zone. Touchdown, Ashland Grizzlies. Even when their #1 quarterback goes out, they still strike. Ladies and gentlemen, this Grizzly team is for real.
When he was coming down this near sideline, we're on this near sideline up in the booth. I didn't think he had a chance of scoring.
Not one.
But he scored.
Talented kid. Talented kid. But also, I'm going to give credit to the wideouts right there with that amazing blocking and him being patient to stay behind his blockers and getting the ball all the way down the sideline. I thought at least Nelson was going to push him out.
Yes.
Out of bounds. I thought he had the angle on him.
Yes. It looked like it. But Gavin White, we've talked about how great of a player he is, and that might have been the touchdown of the
Oh, wow.
young
Crosby
season.
Leonard's with the fake there. After Teddy, and he almost throws the interception, but Teddy Williams was replacing Joe Harrower right there.
And we'll take another commercial break here. 8:30 left to go. Ashland running away with it. Your Grizzlies up 43-13 on Jenna Scott scoreboard. We'll be right back.
Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Welcome back to Ashland High School as we have kickoff after the Ashland Grizzlies scored. The John L. Scott scoreboard shows the Ashland Grizzlies 43, North Eugene 13 after the big drive right there led by Oscar Hernandez with a big pass to Gavin White, taking it all the way to the house while this Grizzly team is electrifying. The Highlanders will start this drive on their own 24. Let's see if they can move the ball down the field a little bit more here. Nelson's in the backfield, taking over the quarterback position. He's played all over the field tonight. Cuts the ball back and gets the ball all the way to the 30-yard line there for about a 6-yard pickup.
Good little run there by the senior. North Eugene still showing some fight. We're under 8 minutes to go in the game. It's a 30-point lead for the Grizzlies, well on their way to getting that second win of the year.
And both wins have come very impressively. As Nelson brings the ball up the middle, pushes his blocker out the way, reaches the ball past the 40 on to the 41. Looks like they'll mark him down at the 40.
on that. He pushed his own guy out of the way. Just get out of my way. Let me get some more yards. Gets the first down.
See, the Grizzlies have subbed in a few of their younger guys.
And clock is continuing to run. We're inside 7.5. This fourth quarter might go pretty quick. I'd imagine both teams just gonna kind of run the ball, just gonna chew some clock.
Oh, okay, good. He did actually get there.
Nesson rolling out and passes the ball, and it is incomplete. Target intended Antonio Gonzalez.
Bring up 2nd and 10. As impressive as the Ashland offense has been, their defense has been impressive in this young season as well. Especially tonight, it's just been really tough to get anything going on them. Can't really run the ball, can't really pass. It's just almost like every yard is earned against this team right now.
Oh,
Kinda
what a
like
big
that.
hit right there. Oh, but he bounces out right there and nearly picks up the first down. What a run
That
by
was
Juan Mercado.
That was a nice run. I mean, he was smacked to the line of scrimmage, bounced out, and he gets to the sideline, and he almost got the first down. That was quite a run there. Sophomore running back, Mercado. So we'll be seeing him in the future, I'm sure, which may or may not be a good thing if you're a Grizzly fan.
Honestly, and I mean, like, he has amazing size on him to be a sophomore, 5'9", 190 pounds. Only will grow into his frame more, and will learn the running back position even more.
There he is again. He gets the first down easily and then some.
Brings the ball out to the 44.
Yep, they're to the 44. And it's 1st and 10. Clock still running. We're inside 6.5 to go in the game. If you're just joining us, Jojo Harrower has had a great night. He did almost make an interception a couple moments ago. Limped off with what appeared to be a knee injury. But
Juan Mercado with the carry again. Spins his way out to gain some yards of what would have been a tackle for loss.
So we're hoping Harrower's okay and that he's able to play next week. And yeah, because I don't see him coming back in this one. I don't see him out there right now, but that's probably on purpose.
Yeah, you kind of want to just keep all your guys healthy, especially with such a strong start into this season. Kind of want to get all your guys back and make sure that they can build off of this 2-0 start. Nelson rolls out, tries to get to the edge on this young Grizzly defense. He passes it. Pass complete to Grady Kickdown.
Good effort right there by Aiden Welch, the sophomore defensive end. He was really coming after the ball carrier.
Five minutes, 11 seconds to go in this fourth quarter.
So looking ahead to next week, we've mentioned Ashland at Henley. North Eugene will be at Thurston.
And a handoff to Luis Hernandez.
.30 lead here, Grizzlies. But the Highlanders driving. Nutson's got a man. He's open. And,
wow, what a pass by Knutson and a touchdown.
For the Highlanders, it was number 3, their wide receiver, Antonio Gonzalez, the senior, with quite a grab there. And what a throw by Knutson.
One of the first deep balls that we've seen from Knutson all day.
Yeah, he had him wide open on the far sideline. And that's 6 points for North Eugene.
Doesn't really look comfortable right there in the pocket, something we haven't seen much of tonight with that Grizzly pressure. As the Highlanders are set off to go for 2. So
wow, what a couple of moves right there by
Mercado.
So
successful on the 2-point conversion.
So this North Eugene team, they've got some young talent. I mean, we've seen Brody Gillum some tonight. He looks promising. Mercado, we talked about him, looks promising. So they might, be in similar situation to what Ashland was a year ago. They just kind of have some younger guys, little under experience, but as time goes on, they're going to continue to grow. And, these might be some really good players here in the future.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a bunch of sophomores and juniors kind of leading your way, and then with a freshman quarterback that's sizable and that you can only see improvement and growth out of, your future looks pretty bright. Right now, Kellen Lesson, the senior quarterback, he's the team. We've seen a lot of him tonight. He's kick return. He's played defensive back on the best receivers. He's played quarterback a ton tonight. In the future, you could see this team make a lot of noise, especially as these younger players get more and more experience, as the Ashland Grizzlies are set here in their onside kick recovery. As Antonio Gonzalez, after his score, is set to kick the ball off to the Grizzlies.
And again, with the no quit from these youngsters out of North Eugene, showing a lot of heart and grit, being down, but just not giving up. We've got 4 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game. Let's see what they do here. Thinking
Could we see an onside kick or just a nice kick to Gavin White? Right to him. Uh-oh. With plenty of space. Gavin White bounces off and finds the edge. And Gavin White, full speed, takes that corner, just the same corner he just scored on. He's at the 20, at the 10, and touchdown, Gavin White. Boy, is this kid electric.
You don't want to kick him the ball. It's almost like you should just kick it out of bounds or onside kick it every single time.
I prefer the 10-yard penalty.
Yeah.
I prefer
and if it's not him, it's Ortega.
Exactly.
And then, if you do stop them, then you have to deal with Harrower throwing the ball just everywhere.
Yeah, this team, this year, could be very, very, very special. As we have a player down here on the sideline.
So there's 12 minutes and 4 quarters in a high school game. So that's 48 minutes. Ashland has 49 points. So they've literally averaged over a point a minute in this game. Unreal. And it's plays like that's why they score so much, because they can do that easily.
Yeah, for the rest of the season, I don't think their returners will see much of the ball.
Yeah,
I don't think their returners will see much of the ball for the rest of the season. I'm pretty sure other schools have read the scouting report and we'll see, okay, Gavin White, you've returned 2. Jacob Ortega, you've returned 1. We will not be giving you the ball.
Yeah.
This is
I think that's 3 now for White, because he had one last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't want to kick it to him.
Have a player still down here on the sideline. Looks like a muscle cramp. Can't really see who it is. Oh, it's our touchdown runner, Gavin White. As he gets up.
Running so fast and so long, I'm sure a cramp is inevitable.
Especially with this humidity in Ashland, you know, it's just still a very nice breezy night though.
Yes, it is a beautiful night out here. It was last week as well. Last week there were fires all around the area and smoke before the games, and they were wondering if they were even going to have the games in Ashland, but it cleared off last week for a perfect night, and it's continued into this week.
Have a delay of game on the offense here. On this extra point attempt, looks like the Grizzlies will be going for 2 instead of with their field goal kicker, Joe Harrer, out.
And that's one thing I'm sure Lenners is really going to focus on in the coming week is the extra points and everything. Because that's been, as their 2-point conversion stalled here, that's been the one Achilles heel for them all game. They've scored 8 touchdowns and have 49 points. So in theory, they should have 56 points based on the fact with those 8 touchdowns. But they've got 49 to show for it. Impressive nonetheless. But as the competition is going to get so fierce with the Henleys, Mazamas, Marshfields, as those very tough teams await, you're going to want to get every single point you can get.
Yeah, you will. Like you said, I'm pretty sure Coach Lenners will make that an emphasis this week at practice, preparing for their first, well, I can't even say first test, just because they made easy work out of these 2 beginning games.
And 2 decent points because a year ago, Eagle Point, they finished 6-4. This was last week. 6-4, but 3 of those games were within 7 points. I mean, Eagle Point's a really decent team. North Eugene beat Hidden Valley last week, so they've made pretty decent teams.
Yeah, they beat North Eugene, you know, in a very tight game, but they also scored a lot of points last week, where this week offense just could not get going against this Grizzly defense.
Very tough to get going, indeed. There's a penalty. We're at 4 minutes left. This is going to be on the Grizzlies, so it's going to march on up for the Highlanders. They're going to get a little better field position.
Yeah, and if you're both coaches, there are a lot of things that you can clean up on both sides. You know, even though the Grizzlies have the more complete game over the North Eugene Highlanders, the Ashland Grizzlies also have a lot of penalties this game, a lot of penalty yards lost on a couple of undisciplined plays and things like holding and everything on unnecessary calls, you know, that you can prevent. And North Eugene, you know, they were a little one-dimensional until later in this game. They found the ball in the air a lot more later in this game. So I feel like just finding their niche and finding what they are and their identity this season will be very, very important going on for the rest of this season, as they also have a very tough schedule coming up with Thurston, Eagle Point, Crater. Just, you know, both teams are in very, very, very challenging divisions, and right now Ashland looks like a team that can really compete and maybe even win their division later in this season. But it also all depends on the returning of quarterback Joe Harrer, as we see Knutson get brought down by number 5, Aiden Welch, the 10th grader.
And we do see Harrower down here on the sideline. He is walking around. He's got his pads off, and he does have a big knee pack on his leg, but he is walking around. I think that's a good sign if you're Ashland. You know, he's not, you know, being taken out and entering in a ER or anything, or at least that we know of. So,
as we have a horse collar call right here on the Grizzlies.
Couple of penalties. So, like you said, there's a couple of things coach is going to want to clean up, but anytime you have a 28-point lead inside of 4 minutes, as a coach, you're very happy. There's always some room to grow, some ways to get this even better, and it's still early in the season. And, as North Eugene,
you know, being around great coaches my entire life, I realized all the great ones, they never stop coaching. So, you know, I don't think Lenders is happy one bit about the senseless penalties and, you know, big yardage plays like this one right here. What a pass by Knutson. We're seeing him go to the air a lot more right here, with the connection to Michael Boyce. But his team just being undisciplined, the younger guys, that shows a lot more on the older kids and showing them that, hey, this is the generation to follow you. Let's make sure that they match that same intensity that you have, no matter what's on the scoreboard, because this game isn't over yet. The clock has yet to hit 0. We've seen crazier things happen, you know. So just remaining disciplined, no matter how young you are, no matter how old you are on the team, and no matter what your role is, no matter if you play late in the fourth quarter or early in the first quarter, it's all about being disciplined for these younger guys. So I'm sure Coach Lenders have found a lot to coach about in what this seemingly impressive game has shown.
And North Eugene still fighting. This is a team that they just are not going to quit until that whistle blows. They're still fighting. They're inside the red zone. It's second down. They're on the Ashland 14. They're trying to score. 2 minutes. We're approaching in the game. Knutson back out. We had seen Gillum some this half, but Knutson's going to take a snap. He's rolling left.
And looks to get the ball out to Antonio Gonzalez. Wow, they call a penalty on the young Xander Tibes, a sophomore there. That cornerback reaches over the back of Antonio Gonzalez a little too soon.
We're inside of 2 minutes now, of minute 49 left. First down. Likely going to be first and goal. First and goal. So North Eugene knocking on the door, trying to score.
With Bodie Hugh in the backfield, the freshman running back. In the backfield with senior quarterback Knutson. As Knutson rolls out, escaping the pressure of the Ashland Grizzlies. What a move right there. Wow. As once again, Mercado in the end zone again.
Yeah, that kid's talented. He's we've talked about it before. He's a sophomore. He's had a night. That's one thing that North Eugene can brag about is the play of him and Gillum has just been really good.
Yeah, you know, going on with the season, you can find out who your playmakers are and find who you need to get the ball in big play moments and when you need a big play. And Mercado is making a name for himself on this roster to be like, hey, coach, I can be one of your go-to guys.
Yes, he is proving to be that guy indeed for the Highlanders. But they're going to go for 2 again, as they did on the last drive they scored on as well.
Nelson received the snap, drops back, quick pass out, and interception. And you can't bring that back in high school, but what a read by Colin Lawrence for the Grizzlies to shut down that two-point conversion. We imagine that the Grizzlies will get the ball here and run out the clock of this game. What a game by the Ashland Grizzlies. 49-27 on the John L. Scott scoreboard with 1 minute and 41 seconds to go in this fourth quarter.
And we're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back after this message.
Table Rock Sports and the Ashland Football Club welcome you to 2023 live streaming coverage of Ashland Grizzly football on TableRockSports.net. You'll see the big plays and the big games from the 4A Special District 4 matchups against Hidden Valley and the Klamath and Coastal schools. The Ashland Football Club is able to partner with Table Rock Sports for coverage this season thanks to the generous support of these sponsors you see on the screen. Rogue Credit Union, Ashland Dental and Oral Health, Ashland Homes Real Estate, the Oak Tree Northwest Bar and Grill, People's Bank, where they put people first, Ashland Drug at 53 North 2nd Street, and Reinhold and O'Hara Insurance are helping connect you with the Grizzlies this fall. Please say thanks and support their businesses when possible. Go Grizz!
Welcome back to Ashland High School, where your Ashland Grizzlies are up on the John L. Scott scoreboard, 49-27 on Eugene. North Eugene is set to kick the ball off. Oh, and North Eugene almost recovered, but Ashland finds a way to recover the ball there. Jack Marcourt. Ashland Grizzly offense take over here at about the 30-yard line. You can imagine only the Grizzlies will try to run this clock out here to put this game away and to start off their season 2-0, which I think we can comfortably say at this point in the game that is what's going to happen here. As they get the ball out to the edge to Teddy Williams.
And make sure to stay with us for the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role post-game show, which comes your way next. Visit travelmedford.org and search Know Your Role to see how this campaign is changing the culture of youth sports for the better. We'll recap scoring and look at key stats, all coming up on the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role post-game show, where we make sports fun again.
Another run right up the middle by Teddy Williams.
We've got 90 seconds left, and like you were saying a second ago, DeAndre, it's they're just milking the clock and putting this game away. We'll see possibly another snap, maybe even a punt.
I believe we'll just get another snap here and then victory formation by the Grizzlies to put this game away officially.
As it's winding down on this beautiful night in Ashland.
As we get one last pass here.
His knee was down when he caught it. They're going to roll him down.
By Colin Lawrence, the junior.
I've done that before. As a player, I caught a kickoff, and I wanted to get up and run, but I caught it with my knee down. So I'm familiar. I'm able to spot that out when that happens.
The Grizzlies pick up the first down, and now they can just end this game
Yep, that's going to do it, it looks like.
As they might take one more snap here to get their young guys some experience. And
yeah.
he takes his knee. That's the Victor quarterback right there. The Grizzlies matched their win total of last season to start off this season 2-0. Very impressively to start off this season are the Ashland Grizzlies with the likes of Joe Harrower, Gavin White, Jacob Ortega, Caden Negra, and Crosby Leonards leading the way for this team with a big time win over the North Eugene Highlanders. On the John L. Scott scoreboard, our final, Ashland 49, North Eugene 27. I'm DeAndre Taylor with my partner Andrew Webb. Thank you guys for tuning in.